right, let's see. Okay, guys, we started a new stream. Let's see who's in the house. We just went ahead and started a new one. Back up. All right, guys, let's see who's in the house. Current viewers. I'm watching the stream here, folks. Come on and jump in, everybody. Pilot Jerry. Pilot Jerry's back. Thanks for coming back, guys. I don't know what the hell. That was the equivalent of a double engine failure on takeoff. I'm not sure how that went down exactly, but let's see. Let's get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. All right, we're going to get rid of that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. That I'm going to probably leave up there. That I don't need. Get the Hawker Hunter. All right, guys, as I'm getting ready, I got to redo all this stuff because I had everything on here. Let's see if I can get this back going again. Let's kill that. Let's kill that. I'm going to kill that. Let's see if everybody's here. Live streaming. All right, back in action, guys. I'm just rearranging this because I had everything all set up here, ready to go, and then I got to redo everything now. So, but anyway, we're back up. Wait for everybody to show up. Let's see. Yeah, Pilot Jerry's here. Mike Bird's back in. EQRC's back in. Boss 223, TNRC Pilot, Mike Bird. Thank you, guys. Just give me. Why am I getting no data now? Okay, I was just getting excellent data before. So, yes, all good now, says Wesley Sugalski. All right, yes, all good. Tech Drone's back here. All right, let's see. Big fan. 13 guys watching. I'm showing an excellent connection, so we should be good here. Let me get down here. Let's see. New like button again. There we go. Mike Bird. Yeah. All right. Let me know if you guys are hearing and everything's good. Let's see. Wilson White Owls Hill. Hey, Richie. Nice day to be chatting. Yeah, it's windy. I was supposed to be out flying today. Here, I got this. Here, I tapped on the Pilot Ryan event because that's coming up, and we're gonna be at that, and we'll talk about all that stuff. Let me get Seth is there. We'll talk about all that stuff. I'm gonna put out a separate video on all these things. So, and we talked about this obviously before, but let's see. I'm trying to get everybody in here again. Trying to see if we got everybody up here. Let's see. More guys are showing up. I think we had about 30 when we lost this whole thing. So let me see if I can get everybody back. Mike Bird says it's perfect. I'm showing an excellent connection right now, which I was showing when we started it. So I don't know what happened. So thank you guys for coming back, definitely. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, EQRC, Mike Bird, Robert Vanderweed. Let's see, Wilson White Owl. Rafael Torres is here. Rafael Torres. Watching you, and I want everything. Yeah, don't we all? Yeah, we all want everything. Let's see, TNRC Pilot. All right, 16 guys. So guys are jumping back in. I want to give everybody a chance to kind of get back in again. Again, we got lots to talk about here today. Lots of different things. If you guys have some questions, Les Bainham's back in. Les Bainham, I think that's correct. But lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about, here, let me kill this whole thing here. I got that up there just so I don't have all of these event flyers up. I'm going to go over the arrows, the brand new TECHNAM. Really cool. This just showed up. So last minute, I just threw this stream up there. A little bit about the chargers. I want to talk about this SPEKTRUM radio case that's really nice. I'm transporting like all my stuff in that now. It's pretty darn cool, so I wanted to show everybody that. I got the charger down here. New smart batteries. I'm using the new ones without the balance lead on them now. I'm starting to use more of those. And then anything else you guys want to talk about. So before we start off and get into stuff too in depth, you know, does anybody have questions for me about stuff maybe we talked about before or stuff that, let's see, Raphael Torres says, Rich, when will you show the Banana Hobbies 2-meter P40? We might actually do that one. I may get to that. I don't have it yet, but we did the smaller one we showed last time. We still got to do some flying of it, but we'll talk about it. Let's see. Let's see. Must be the green juice. Yeah, this is Zip Fizz is what this is. So it's like a lime flavor of it or something. So Okay, who else we got here? Victor RC EDF Jets just came back in. Neil White from the UK, streaming's fine. Thank you very much. Let's see, Wilson White Owl. Bring your 1.5 meter P-51. I got mine already for Maiden. Was flying the F-15 Eagle. Nice jet. Yeah, the F-15 is really nice. I'm assuming you're talking about the one from Arrows. It's pretty sweet. A lot of people are liking that jet. It's darn nice. And I'll have that at all the events. So. First question, does it come with vectored thrust installed? No, it does not. Let's see, I've got a case I've got a case there, great Rich. Oh yeah, Zip Fizz, yeah, I drink this stuff all the time. My favorite drink of choice, me and Amy actually, is Coca-Cola, but too much sugar, so we love that stuff. So I'm trying to get over to Zip Fizz. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Got 20 guys here. Hopefully we'll pick up some more. Let's talk about, let me type something in. All right, let's put this in here because I'm going to pull up a couple things. Let's see, to show everybody what we have happening here. All right, we've got the, see if this thing will cooperate with me this time. Let's see. All right, let's see. I got everybody up here. How many guys we got? We got 23 guys showing up. All right. Let's see. All right, let's see. We got to go. What we got to show here. Let's do this. Let's minimize that. Let's get here. All right, let's see. Mike Bird, transmitter case. Okay, Mike wants to see the transmitter case. Let me show you this thing. This thing's cool. I've been using it now, sticking all my radios in here. Let me put this back here. Don't forget that. This transmitter case is totally awesome, so I wanted to show everybody this thing. Okay, it just comes in a box. I hurt my back, so I'm moving slow here, folks. But yeah, this is nice. This is the model 8706. So if I were to throw this up there real quick, so y'all know kind of where it's coming from, this would be what you would see. This is the case. Let me see. And of course, the websites don't want to work now because I had to reset this whole thing. Let's see here. Go to properties. Let me click on this. Yeah, it's. Let's see if that'll show up now. There we go. Okay, we got it. If you guys want to know about this case, this is what it is. 6708 is the model number of this thing I'm showing you. I put a link in the description below, so if you guys want to actually find it, that's where it's at. Again, if you guys use my link and get one, it does support the channel. So, but here's where you get it from. And there is an option for it, which is what I'm using, and I want to show you that. When you go down to here to optional parts and stuff like that, turn some cooling on here. There we go. This is the optional item I'm using in here too. I'm using the because it promotes it as a single radio case, but I'm using this optional dual foam set. Okay, to let you put two radios in it. So so that's where you find that at. Okay, and that's what the case is. Again, it's the 80. Shoot, that disappeared on me. Hang on. What the heck? Oh, here it is. It's the 6708 transmitter case. It's pretty darn sweet. So let me close this down. We'll get to this, and we'll see. It's pretty nice, folks. It's a stand-up transmitter case. It comes here. You just open it up like this. It's pretty tough. It's aluminum. And what you get in here normally, and I'm going to take this out so you guys can kind of really see this. This is the actual foam insert that actually comes in this thing, and it's meant for a single transmitter to stand up in it. So what you do is essentially here, I'll go wide again, is your transmitter just fits right down in here. And they set it up also so it works with, I think, all of their radios, but like the NX10, you can see how nice that thing fits in there. And then you got all this extra space for batteries. You've got a tool area here, and I'm putting a lot of my tools in here now too, which is kind of nice. So you can put batteries or whatever in the storage case. So, but that's obviously a lot of space, you know, for you know, just a single transmitter. So what you can get is you can get the, again, the dual insert, which I'll show you here. It's pretty nice. As I'll flip this thing up, it just holds 2 radios. So what it is the whole thing actually comes out. So I'll pull this out of here real fast. And here, let's get this up and out of here. I'll just leave my tools and stuff in there. And that's really it. That's what it looks like, you know, when you get this thing out of the box. It's just a foam insert. That's all it is. But again, this one holds 2 radios. Now, you lose some of your battery and some of your storage space, but, you know, maybe it's not the best idea even to put LiPos in there, but it's probably fairly safe to do it because you got all your expensive radio equipment. So maybe batteries, that's kind of your call to put them in there. But now you can put 2 transmitters in this thing. And it's really just this simple. To swap these out. All you have to do is just take, you know, this foam insert, and this is the original one that comes in here, and it just goes in, just pushes in that easy. So, and there you go. So this is how it comes as a single. Here, I'll turn it this way. That's how it comes as a single. I am probably going to the top of this case, I'm probably going to put some little netting. I'm going to put some netting along here, probably net bags and stuff to put like transmitter straps and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to modify it a little bit to do that. But that's essentially what you have is you've got this foam insert that you pull this out. And again, I turned mine into a dual. So all you do is grab this thing, pull this out of here. It just pulls right out. It's a little tight fit, but that's kind of okay. And again, there it is. That's all it is. It's got a bottom on it and everything too, which is nice. It's just foam. So when you buy the radio, if you want to put or when you buy the case, if you want to put 2 radios in, you just buy the separate insert. And I'll stick this thing. Let me turn it this way because I don't remember which way I had it exactly, but and then it all fits right down in there. It's that simple to change out. And that's just the foam that you put in there. So your radios fit in there real nice. It's meant for NX, DX series, all this stuff. So you know, you put it just right in there. You put your radios in here. Lots of storage. It protects them. It's laser. Basically laser form fitted, so they cut it with some sort of machine of some sort. But it's real nice how you can get all your radios in there, and then all my main tools I put in here too. You can see the ones I use the most I put here. I'm always using a ruler because I put batteries in that way. So when there's little slots to put all kinds of stuff in. So and you can actually modify the foam. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm digging this. So I nowadays have some organization on my radios with this case, because I usually have 2 separate cases. I bring 2 radios in, but it's nice now that I can, I mean, you probably don't need more than 2 radios, but sometimes I'll fly with other people, and I'll fly both my planes with other people, so I hand them one of my radios, and the 2 of us will kind of fly together. So super nice case, folks. Let's see who's up here. Okay, we got about 40 guys watching, so that's cool. Thanks, everybody, for coming. And let me see what else we got going on. Oh, let's see who's in the house. Some more people showed up. Pay It Forward's here. Mike Bird's here. Wilson White Owl. We got who else? The TECHNAM. Good, bro. How's the 1450 TECHNAM fly, Rich? I haven't flown it. I got to get it out of the box. I literally showed up like yesterday, so we'll talk about it. We're gonna get it out of the box here. Let's see. SC1212 Able. Hi, Rich, watching from Key West, Florida. Shout out where you guys are at, and I'll shout it out here. Mike Bird, love the dual internals. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice case. You know, hinged in the back. It's got nice rubber feet on it and everything. So you know, aluminum all the way around. It's tough. It's insulated. Very nice. So that's what I'm putting all my radios in. So if you guys come to CEF, check it out. You know, I'll have all this. I'm going to have everything that you guys have seen in my videos at CEF. You know, and at the Imperial RC event coming up here. So let's see, checking out my screen here. Shadow Ops is here. Howdy from sunny Idaho. Shadow Ops is in the house. Thanks for coming. Tim Vanison. Hey, Rich. All good here in, I missed that. All good here in Silverton, Oregon. All right. Pay It Forward, L. Shadow Ops, hello, back from the cloudy and, yeah, light rain in South Carolina. All right, good. Eric RC. Let's see who else we got. Let me scroll down. Shadow Ops, Victor RC Jet. Ken Bowers is here from the UK. Frankie Weaver, he's here from Iowa. Thanks for coming. John Pakowski. Hammond, Indiana. That's not the spelling. That's just me trying to read the screen over there. Let's see. Hey, Rich, watching from France. All right, that's Cassetti Luca is here watching from France. I think you might be the first I've seen from France, so thanks for coming. Shadow Ops, that new TECHNAM bird will be my next purchase, so interested to see your review. Yeah, I have not opened this box either. This is one of those ones that literally just showed up yesterday, and I opened the box, I looked in it, but I hadn't even cut the tape on it, so we're going to see it kind of firsthand. And you can get it with or without floats, too. So Chris Andres from Oregon. Thomas Schultz from Rockledge, Florida, from kind of home here. Thanks for coming, Tom. TNRC Pilot, don't forget to hit the, yeah, he's saying don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys, the like button. All my videos, if you guys hit the like button, you know, subscribe to the channel, that kind of stuff, it does all help out. Definitely. The like button, it forces that YouTube algorithm to share all our videos. So Mark Adkins, RC, is from Doncaster, UK. I'm glad to see the UK guys overseas, because I try to do this at 2 p.m. For two reasons. One, so all the overseas guys can kind of get in on it a little bit, and two, I'm usually hanging out with my girlfriend Saturday night. So anyway, I like RC, but hanging out with the girlfriend's awesome. So anyway, let's see. Ronaldo Passana de Sousa Guerrera. He's got a couple names there. From Brazil. I love Brazil. Fly down there to Sao Paulo every now and then. Hadn't done it in a while, but love going down to Brazil. Let's see. And Les Burnham, Southern Radio Flying Club, Essex, England, Tech Drone, Cirrus looking box. Yeah, it's a nice looking radio case. Check this out, guys. Really awesome. I love this case now. That's going with me everywhere. Let me get the Ernst stands out and put that down over there, because we're going to use that in a second. I'm going to put this Spektrum case up here. Just sort of put it on display here. I'm going to get this foam insert kind of down here. I'm going to get a battery charged up here for this plane, so it'll be ready when we're good to go. So I'm using all this smart technology stuff. I'm kind of converting over to it. I still do use a lot of regular, what we call dumb batteries. A lot of Roaring Top stuff is nice. The Admiral brand from Motion RC is really good dumb batteries as well, and I use those. But here's the difference in the smart technology stuff that's changing now. And here I'll zoom in a little bit. You guys may or may not know this, but the older smart batteries and older batteries have a balance lead on them like everything else, and that's great that's what you use to balance, but it's an extra thing that can cause. What does this Shadow Op says? If I had a choice to do RC or spend time with a better half, I would choose my better half in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So, the Fletch 751 from Jamaica. All right, awesome. Love GRU. Let's see. Just noticed on the box that it looks like it does have vector. I thought you said vector. Okay. I thought somebody was talking about, when someone said vector before, I thought they were talking about the F-15 and vectored thrust. No, it does not. But yes, this airplane has the vector flight stabilization system in it. Yeah, so sorry, my bad confusion. But the smart batteries here, folks, I'm going to get these plugged in. But anyway, the older ones and some dumb batteries have this balance lead. But the balance lead is subject to a lot of fires, okay, because pets and animals and stuff chew on them. It's great for plugging in afterburners or accessories for FPV or whatever. But the new smart batteries now are coming without a balance lead. So they're a whole lot safer. You don't have the option of using the balance lead for an accessory or afterburner or something like that, but they are safer batteries. So if you have an afterburner accessory, you just have to put another battery in your machine, a smaller battery for the afterburner or something. So, but the new G2 smart batteries don't even have a balance lead. They have the third wire right here. Okay, there's a third center wire, which it's kind of hard to show that. Here, let me zoom in here again. It's got that center wire right there, and that's a data line. Let me back up a little bit. That's a data line, and it goes through right here is where you see this thing on the smart battery. You can see right in the middle, there's that little metal wire, okay, and that's a data wire right through the middle there. So, and there's a chip in the battery, and the chip in the battery does all kinds of things. You guys have probably seen these before, but if you haven't, there's a chip inside the battery that will self-discharge this battery if you leave it like for 24 hours. And you can set that on the charger, so that's pretty cool. So And then also it's a lot of protections in here, overcharging and stuff, out of balance. So it keeps the battery from causing issues. And then I'm using this one almost primarily now for most of my charging, folks. This is the Smart, this is the S2200. It is a dual port, 200 watt per channel charger. It's pretty awesome. And it does have balance leads right here, okay, if you have older batteries, okay, the older, or I say the G1 batteries, I guess. But for the most part, you don't really even need to use those with, obviously you don't need to use them at all with the new batteries, because the new batteries don't have it. You just plug it in and go. And then, so you don't plug two in the same port at the same time. There's these little switchers down here. So this is for the EC3 connectors, and this one is for the EC, or I should say IC3, the smaller adapters, or smaller battery plugs. And then there's the IC5 size there. So that's where that all goes in. So, and it's a pretty simple charger. You just plug it in. There's a data port actually that's the USB. That's a data port for updates, firmware updates. This right here is a USB port for like charging your phone. And I think it says, I think it's 2 or 3 amps. I'd have to look and see what it is. But cooling fan in the back, switch on the back, grips on the underside, I believe, and then it's pretty simple to plug in. And this is how easy it is. Check this out. This is what's awesome about this thing. This is how simple it is to charge a battery with this thing. Here, I'm going to line this up. Watch this. You plug it in, and it reads the chip inside, and it says initiating smart charging. That's it. That's how easy it is to charge something with a smart charger. And it's designed that way to make it safer for you, so you don't burn your house down and all that kind of stuff, because it already knows what to do with this thing. There's no setting of, you don't have to set, obviously, how many cells it is. You preset all that stuff earlier on. In fact, if I can zoom in here, I'll try to go through here really fast. Let me see if I can show that real quick. And of course, I'm doing this backwards. But it just says there to go into, press and hold to go into the menu, okay? And then here you go. I'm gonna stop the charge for a second, and then I'm gonna go back into the menu. Let's see, and then we can scroll up and down with these things right here. So, and it shows cells, current. You can change the current, 1C, 2C, 3C. These are designed to charge at a higher current. But as I scroll down, there's all these other settings up and down, system settings and all sorts of stuff. So here's one of the ones that's really, actually I just got out of that menu. No, I did screw that up. Here, let's get out of here. Hang on a sec. Let me go back down. I pushed the wrong button. This is one of the ones that's real important that I think is interesting here is the smart battery settings. And if you press and go into that menu, here's where you could set your current, your storage voltage. There's a battery history that shows you like how many charges are on the battery and stuff. So again, all this stuff is pretty darn smart. So if I scroll down to battery history, this is a fairly new battery. I don't think I've actually done anything with it. But I'll take a look here, and it says I've had 1 cycle. Yeah, so it's a new battery I haven't even really used yet, and I'll be using the heck out of them here soon. So let me see if I can go back on the back arrow here, and let me scroll up here because I'm doing this through the TV. This is one of the coolest features on this is auto storage, okay? Let me select that here. And this allows you to select, okay, when you want the battery to start discharging. Now these batteries are designed specifically to discharge by themselves, not with a charger. If you're going to discharge a battery, you really want to use a discharger because discharging with a charger is kind of hard on the charger and it burns up the charger because it has to use a heat sink. So for example, with this battery, I'm getting ready to take this to Seth, so I'll probably set this at a high because I usually sometimes will battery charge for like days. So let's just pick a random number, 77 hours. So what will happen with this battery now is I now programmed the chip, okay, within this battery. And I programmed it so if I fully charge this thing and I forget, well, my desk is going nuts. If I forget to discharge this battery, what's going to happen is it will automatically discharge itself, okay, and get down to storage level so you don't leave the battery fully charged. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So Mike Bird said, well, Mike Bird using bad language for some reason. Anyway, I'm going to unplug this and get this out of here. And anyway, that's how you program, but nice charger. This is what I'm using. What we're going to do is for the TECHNAM, what we're going to do is we're going to get a battery going in here. So again, this new charger, it is set up to charge, the old style batteries that have, the balance lead on them. So I'm gonna, using this side here, I'm gonna plug this thing right on in, okay? And it's gonna say, plug in your balance, insert your balance lead. See, it's smart enough and it knows that chip inside and it needs that. So we're gonna take that, let me see if I can get that thing in there on camera. So we'll plug that in. And as soon as you do that, it should say, unless I plugged it in the wrong port, no, it should say initiating, it said initiating charge and it just went to charge it. So you can see I'm at 88%, it's almost fully charged. So we're gonna let this charge up while we get this airplane together so we have a battery to use for it. So, all right, let's see. I'm seeing some stuff on the chat thing. Let's see, Chris Andrews. Let's see, good evening. Pete from the UK, Pete Chilton's here. Darren O'Neill, did some of my PPL training. Oh, you did? Oh, Darren O'Neill says he did some of his private pilot's license training on a TECHNAM. Not this one, though. Amazing to see the hobby looking at some of the less mainstream topics. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real airplane. In fact, here's what I'll do. Here, let me do this. Let me type in here TECHNAM, which is stuff I had already set up, but no, my first stream wasn't working, so it kicked me off, and this is now stuff I got to go look for. So let's see here. Let's type this in. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let me put, and I'll show you this. I'll go to images. We'll go to websites. Let's slap this up here. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. So this is a full-scale TECHNAM, and you guys can check this out really at any time. Just type it in and you'll see it's a full-scale airplane. Pretty sweet. So it is a real model, a real airplane. I really didn't know that until actually just today when I typed it in. So, but yeah, Darren O'Neill says he's been flying. He flew it for real. So how did it fly? Since you're on there, Darren, how did the full-scale fly? Let's see. RC Air Marshal said, please, nobody ever do that. I was being very tongue-in-cheek there. I don't know what Air Marshal said. So, but RC Air Marshal, Dave's there. We'll see Dave at the Rhine event. And I was going to say, Dave, if you come to CEF, come to CEF. CEF's going to be huge. There's probably going to be several hundred pilots there, I would imagine. So, let's see. Let's scroll a little bit. Let's see. This message is held for review. Mike Bird said, well, effing, word, whatever. Hope so, laugh out loud. I'm not sure what that was all about. I'm gonna stay away from that conversation there. Let's see. Douglas Neft is back. He's from South Africa watching, so awesome. Let's see. Tim Vanison. Yeah, Bird, she's right. Awesome. Have a flight collection, living room that fits the decor. Automatic balancer on it. Yes, it is an automatic Wilson Whiteout. This is all an automatic balance charger, folks. You just plug this baby in and go. And the nice thing about this is it's 200 watts per channel, okay? It's small, it's compact. It is AC, so you need AC power for it. It's got a phone charger on it, but it's dual 200 watts, so you can charge 2 6S packs with it, so very, very nice. This is going to be my main charger probably from here on out for the big stuff anyway, so. Someone said they'd love to see a foamy model of a Diamond DA42-62. That's a real nice plane. That's a really nice twin. If you did your twin engine training in one, that's pretty cool. I did most of my twin engine training in a Piper Seminole a long, long time ago. So yeah, let's see. Who else we got? Mike, I'm just reading through real quick. Ian Bowen says he still uses dumb batteries, which are great, but these seem to be the way forward, especially with self-discharging. Yeah, that's the thing is, mostly they're designed for safety. The Horizon guys have been telling me that there's still people burning their houses down with charging batteries. And if you don't have to plug anything into it, the fan just came on because it's obviously getting a little bit hot now charging. But if you don't have to do any programming and the machine knows how to do it, it does it for you. It's a little safer, honestly. But always charge your batteries regardless of charger, when you're watching them. So let me slide this over here. I'm going to let this charge, and I'm going to move this over to here. I'm just going to put it up here because I've got a long cord on there. I'm going to stick that up here while we're doing this so that thing can get itself charged up. We'll have the Spitfire there too from Banana Hobby. We'll have that going. There's the S22 box. And let's get this thing out of the box. I want to get this together. I want to see what this thing looks like, because I really, guys, I just heard about this week, so, and I have not gotten this thing out of the box, so let's go with it. We got 40 some odd guys here. I am going to flash one thing up here real quick. I did talk about this a little bit, but I'm going to have a full video of this thing coming out here pretty soon. But just so everybody knows, I just want to throw this up here. We are going to be at CEF, okay, 2021. Main sponsors there are Extreme Flight, Flex Innovations, Horizon Hobby. They're going to have a whole ton of giveaways for everybody. So if you guys can get to this, and Dave, I'm not sure where you live at exactly, Dave Marshall, but you know, anybody that's in the area, if you guys can come to CEF, I can never get that right. If you guys can come to CEF, here's all the info on it. It's Hodges Hobbies Field, basically, Mac Hodges Field, Andersonville, Georgia. So Southeast Electric Flight Festival. It's going to be big, guys, big time. So my buddy just Wing It on YouTube. He's going to be there too. He and I are going to help film each other and stuff. So we'll be getting a lot of video from these events. So and then thanks to you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing my videos, hitting the notification bell, using my links to purchase for this particular event and for the Ryan event, which I'll flip up here. I'm bringing about 4 to 5 giveaway airplanes for the guys at the event, thanks to you guys. Because if it wasn't for you guys watching the channel, you know, I wouldn't be able to contact all these guys. So FMS is putting up a free airplane for the event, of course. They're going to be throwing in a car as well. So probably, I think it's going to be a Katana RC car. So we've got a car and a plane coming from them. Arrows is throwing in an airplane as well. Banana Hobby is putting in 2 airplanes, okay, for the event. Dynam and BitGo Hobby, they're throwing in a plane for the CEF event because the other guys are going to be bringing a plane there. So for CEF, I'm going to have at least 5 airplane giveaways for everybody, you know, and I'm going to give all this to the event coordinator. But if you guys look at the flyer here, Roaring Top batteries, they're going to have some giveaways too. So batteries, and if you guys need them, come to me. They'll be for sale there at a show price. So check with me. Foam Tack, the Foam Tack guys, Beacon Adhesives, they're sending me a ton of glue. Giveaways for all you guys. So also Ernst Manufacturing, who makes all the really nice stands. They're going to have some giveaway stands for everybody too. So I'll be bringing that for everybody as well. GOONIAC 33, Ray, he's putting in 2 afterburner kits made to order. I'll have a little voucher for you guys to have that whoever wins it, all you got to do is we'll contact Ray. He'll send you the afterburner you need. And then also Zap Glue. Zap Glue, they're going to throw in a bunch of glue for both events as well. So, and again, Extreme Flight, Flex, Horizon, they're all going to have giveaways and everything. So it's going to be a big event, I think. So, and of course, since Joe Nall got canceled, I think this event's going to, I hope, be big. So if you can make it out there, you know, come on out to the event. I mean, it's going to be huge. We're going to have a 20 by 20 canopy there, my 20 by 20. I'll have banners out there flying for most of these companies and stuff. So, and then, you know, we'll have a ton of planes. We'll have Draco there. Draco's going to be there to fly. I'll have one to fly for you guys. I have it. I just can't. In fact, it's sitting right there on the ground. I can't show it, but I can talk about it. It's pretty darn cool. It's probably the neatest thing. Actually, it's mind-blowing, the detail that they put into that plane. So, but we'll have planes. We'll have FMS stuff. We'll have HOBBYZONE Arrows planes. We'll have some Dynam planes to fly. Banana Hobby, we'll have the big L39, we'll have a lot of that stuff. So if you guys can make it, you know, spread the word around. If somebody can get to CEF, come to CEF. And then, of course, the next event we're going to have after that is going to be the Pilot Ryan flying at Imperial RC. So lots of guys are going to be there as well. But again, you can see I put all my, I went ahead and asked them too, and they said, yeah, we'll send. So we're going to have a plane from FMS again. We'll have planes from Banana Hobby. To give away. HOBBYZONE's throwing in a plane again. So, the guys coming from BitGo, they'll have a plane for you guys too. So anyway, there's a lot of giveaways. So we'll have glue, all that stuff. Oh, I think my charger's done. Fast charging done, it says. All right. So this is what this looks like since we're in the middle of this thing, guys. This is what we got. Let me show this. I got a huge cord on this thing, so I should be able to do this. So here, let me back out of this. Let me show this here. Yeah, there we go. So here's what we got. So when your battery's charged up, that's what you'll see. You'll see fast charging done. And I had already charged it most of the way, so it's at 100%. And it looks like it's still at a charge rate, so it looks like it's charging done. It probably was just trickle charging and charging it up. And of course, you've got your 2 channels. They are channel 1, channel 2. I was charging this on channel 2, so all you have to do is press the channel 1, I think, to go over to 1, and obviously there's no battery detected there. So press 2, and that takes you back to this one. So we got a fully charged battery to do this unboxing, and I think we can do it. So I'll go ahead and actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just unplug this because we don't need that plugged in anymore. So anyway, check this out, guys. It's pretty darn awesome. And smart charging is getting to be the way to go. Again, mostly so we're not burning houses down and that kind of stuff. So anyway, but just real quick, reiteration here, guys. Seth will be there. Come. It's going to be cool. We'll fly together, have a good time. It'll be great. Lots of free giveaways from stuff. So register there at all the event stuff. This is going to be April 26th through May 1st. Register at cephweek.com. And a lot of other great guys are going to be there, like Lane's Planes. Lane's Planes is a former, I think he was Army or Marines. I don't remember, but he was former military, but he has a really cool airplane company. He makes all the little Norman planes, the home make. So anyway, he'll be there. I'll probably be parked next to him again. He's a cool guy. And but all these other hobby places will be here. So come on out, guys. April 26th through May 1st. And then, of course, Imperial RC, once again, this is going to be about 10 days later, May 12th through 16th. This is in the time slot that Joe Knoll was supposed to happen, so we kind of made it up. It's sort of an influencer event. And so we'll be there. Mary Boozer RC will be there. RC Air Marshal will be there. And then we'll have all the same giveaways for everybody at this event. So check it out. RAF, RTM, somebody's giving me thumbs up. Hey, guys, let's not do fingers and thumbs up and stuff. I mean, it's RC, guys. We don't have to get too upset here about stuff. I'm watching the chat log, and there's middle fingers and thumbs down stuff happening there, and I'm not sure what that's about. So let's keep it civil, guys. It's just RC here. So anyway, yeah, the Draco's amazing. So it's pretty cool. We got about 50 guys in the house here. Let's see, Mike Bird, great thing is my son lives with me. I spent 22 years, 40 years, Command Marine. That's Mike Bird. 40 years. All right, awesome, man. All right, I'm not going to show that because I didn't even know there was an emoji with a middle finger up. So I know now. So guys, let's kind of keep it calm here. We're just showing airplane stuff. Let's see, TNRC said, hey, Air Marshal, is there a list of real flight website? Just had to do a little digging, thanks. Someone tell me if I need a Draco. Yeah, Draco is cool, guys. I've heard of, I tell you what, for the money, I know it may seem expensive, but man, they should probably, in my opinion, after looking at the detail of this thing, I got the wings there and I got the fuselage there, but I'm not allowed to show it to you guys now. So we'll get a lot of videos of it out for sure. But I got to tell you, they probably should have charged more for it. I think they could have got a lot more for it, probably $700-800 because. I mean, the detail on it is fantastic, and it assembles real simple, and it's just bad to the bone. So we'll have all the flight. I filmed an unbox of it already, did a couple other videos. We still got to get out and fly. I just haven't had a chance yet. So let's see. Chucky Whiskers, have you seen the Skynetic Bison? Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, it looks cool. Motion always makes a good product, so that'll probably be kind of cool. But you know what the thing is that Draco is so different than anything else. It's just, in fact, the first couple orders or the first shipments, I think, are completely sold out. So I think the Bison's a little less expensive. Oh, Mike Bird says 22 years. What is he saying? He said his son lives with me, spent 22 years in 40, Command Marine. I'm not sure what the 40 was. Okay, so he was in there 22 years. So, all right, let's see. Okay, guys, ready? Let's get to this. I got a receiver. See, we got to get to this thing and open this thing up. All right, guys, here it is. The TECHNAM 2010 here. We'll get the box off. Here's what we got. Let me get into some quick detail specs here just so we know what we're all talking about here. I'll throw this up here. I'll center it as best I can. I'll zoom in. Here, let's zoom in. So we can see. All right, there's your details on it. Ah, shoot, this box is in the way. All right, I'll leave it right there. That's probably close enough. All right, it's a little crooked, but 1450 millimeter wingspan, guys, 57 inches. Overall length is, looks like 1100 millimeters or 43 inches. There's the weight. Motor size is a 3536 850 kV. ESC is a 30 amp. 9 gram servos. There's 6 9-gram servos. There's, those are, what is that, 6 degree? What the heck is that? Oh, and then there's, what is that? 9-gram servo, 54 degrees. I'm not sure what that's for. All right, well, anyway, we'll check that out when we get into it. That might be elevator or rudder. That might be a water rudder, because I think this one has floats. Anyway, 6-channel. CG's right there. Let's see. It's got a 2-bladed prop, 11x7, and then it uses a 3-cell, 2225C. That's what we just charged up. So that's your specs on this thing. I honestly didn't know what they were up until, you know, again, just looking at the box myself. So there's another side view of it. It's a white paint job. It's, you know, let's see what we got here. What do we got going on here? There's another picture of it, and then what's on the side there? And that's it. I think that's about all there is to the box. So let's put that down there, and we'll get to that. And let's take a look. This is what we got in here. Let me get all this. Let me get all this out of here, my phone and stuff. Put this down so everybody can see this. All right, we'll put that all down there, and that's how she looks in the box. There are 2 versions of this, and my looks like my float things are coming out there, my float struts. But that's how it looks with the. There's 2 versions of this, folks. There's one with floats and one without floats. I don't know the exact price on them all. Let me go down to, in fact, let's go right here to the website. There it is. All right, guys, there it is. There's the TECHNAM right there. It says coming soon. I think they're in stock now, though, guys. I think they said they were in stock. So, you know, check it out. You've got, it shows a pre-order, but I think they just came in, and then if I were to type in TECHNAM, I got links in the description below the video, guys. So, but you can see right here, there are 2 versions of it. There's a fixed gear that you can just buy as it is, and there's the prices on them, and then there's the float version, which I'm going to show you here. So, or actually, mine is both. It just comes with the float. So, but just so you guys can see, that's where you get it at. And then, guys, there's links in the description below. If you guys use the link, again, that does support our channel. Doesn't cost you guys any more to do it. We appreciate it. And here it is. So there we go, guys. That's how it looks. Let me grab a knife because I need to open this because I have not opened it. So let's get into it. This is a cool little plane. I'll probably get it on floats maybe tonight or tomorrow. Get it out and fly it a little bit. Let's open this up. All right, here we go. And let's go into this. Now, right off the top, there's a propeller. There's instructions right here. And let's pop this open. And then this panel right here, let me cut into this real fast. I'm going to go too crazy with that. But I'm going to peel this up because here's where all the hardware is. It's a little hardware package, which I think something just fell out of it. And let's get into this. We're going to open this up. Here, I'll peel this up so everybody can really see in here. And looks like the struts. There's just some, these are struts for the floats, which we'll talk about. In fact, I'm going to put those up here. All parts I'm going to put up here that I can't otherwise control. Let's put that up here. I think something might have fallen out of that. Something fell on the ground, but we'll look. We'll lift this up here. So here you go, folks. This is all the parts. I'll tell you, I was filming. The funny thing is, folks, I was filming Draco, the Draco Unbox just the other day. I could hardly move the box here. That thing was so darn big. So, but here's your 2 floats. This is your one with your water rudder. So, and it's got this nice plastic skin under there to preserve, you know, your V-hole so it doesn't get dinged up. And let's see, we'll get, there's your wing panels. Okay, let's get the spar out of here. This is nice. Here's your spar. I think that's the wing spar, if I'm not mistaken. And here's your cross struts for your floats. And let's pull the wings out. There's one wing. Okay, here's another wing. We'll get that out of there. Ooh, nice sticker on there. Different paint job, you know, white and gray, or white and gray and green. And then let's see what we got. Here's wing struts. It's just taped in. I'll put those down there. Nose gear, nose wheel. There you go. The wheel looks big enough for well-groomed grass if you have a decently groomed grass surface. And then let's pull this out of here. Throw that over there. And let's get the fuselage out. This is how it looks. Yeah, that's nice. pull that out of there. You got to pull it out tail first, it looks like. So, and there we go. That's how it looks. Really slick looking. And then the last item here, let me put this down. I tell you what, man, unboxing this stuff, it's easy. Easy after doing Draco, anyway. And then you got your elevator right down in here. So there it is. I think the instructions. Oh wait, and then there's landing gear. It's funny, the landing gear is hidden all around this thing. So, and then here's our right underneath. There's the landing gear. So let me pull that out of there. Sorry for the retina detaching maneuvering here, folks, but this is kind of popped into place here. Let's pull this out. There we go. There's the main gear. So let me check around, make sure I didn't forget anything. I think I got most of it there. So let's carefully, let me see if I can put this down right over here. Didn't plan that far in advance, but that's okay. It's down there. So, and that's it, folks. Let's see what we got. Lots of guys here watching, about 50 guys. That's nice. Thanks for coming again, folks. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see who else is in here. Wild Bill's here. Thanks for coming, Bill, to watch. John Graham. Great Scott RC is here. EQRC. Brian Chambers is back. Let's see. MSJRC. 219 with floats. 49 for the float set. Yeah, it's usually better to get it together if you buy it all at once. And again, guys, I have not seen this model. Okay, this is my first time really looking at this thing, so we'll get into some details on it here. Let's see. Let's see, what else do we got? We got a bunch of thumbs up from somebody. Let's see. We got John Graham. You are fine being a lurker, whatever that means. Shadow Up says those floats look like the ones that came with my FMS Kingfisher. Yeah, they're actually exactly the same. Good guess, yeah. It's like a standard float that all of these things use, but they even work. And in fact, these are even the floats, if I'm not mistaken, these are the floats that are used on the, believe it or not, the 1800 millimeter Ranger. They're a little small for the airplane. In fact, I had a video, which we'll put out here eventually, where in the water it was tipping because it was an 1800 millimeter wingspan airplane with these on it. So it worked, it got the job done, but they probably could have been a little bit bigger. But they probably just didn't want to redesign them, and they figured let's just use the floats because you can kind of get away with it and it works. So looks like a lot of vertical stab, someone is saying. That's TNRC Pilot. Let's see. Which just kind of looks like my E-Flight Timber 10 or Timber X, Timber 10. Let's see, wow, but AirVex RC is here. Thanks for coming. Mark Mead, this is the Safe Select plane. It's not a Safe Select plane, but it's a vector plane, which is basically their version of a stabilizer. Hang on a second. Yeah, I guess I didn't point that out, but here you go, right here. The vector flight stabilizer system. It's actually very similar, in fact, to the what do you call it? The FMS reflex system, but they're all kind of the same. All these stabilizers are very similar. So let's see, Wild Bell, Mark Me, Tim Vanison is here. All right, good. All right, guys, 50 some odd guys watching. So here we go. Let me. My cover got pulled off of here a little bit. All right, we'll start with some of these parts. Tell you what, guys, unboxing anything after unboxing Draco is simple. Okay, that plane is so mammoth. I wish I could pull it out and show it to you, but we'll show it to you here. In about 2 weeks is the release date, so we'll have it for everybody to see. So, all right, real nice. So let's take a look at all this stuff. Again, more parts over here, and again, these are your struts. But let's get some close-ups of some of these things here so y'all can see them. These are the parts here, and what I'm going to do is, so I don't get too messed up and confused with this thing, I'm going to go grab an organizer right here, folks, so you guys can see a couple other things. So I might as well try to incorporate a couple more things into the video. Let me just move around a little bit, and let me grab something here. I'm going to grab an organizer because I want you guys to see this stuff. These are a couple of organizers that I got from Ernst RC, and we'll probably have some of these probably for giveaways for everybody at CEF and at the Imperial RC Ryan event. But they have these really nice organizers over at Ernst RC. and they're one of my sponsors. They're really, really cool people over there. So Ernst RC has been making RC stuff since when I was a kid. Remember, at least in high school, all made in the USA stuff, folks. So, you know, check out Ernst Manufacturing. I don't get anything for this. I just kind of show these off for them, and they let me show you this stuff. So it's really nice. But Ernst, when I was a kid in elementary school, I used to go to the library, and at school library, and I used to look through all the model airplane magazines, and Ernst Manufacturing always made the coolest stuff, always made like nice plastic stuff. I hadn't seen them in a while, but now they're getting back into RC. So this is a nice organizer. These are high visibility ones, super, super bright. Probably so bright that it's screwing up my automatic camera settings. So, but Ernst Manufacturing, all stuff made in the USA, folks. So, you know, check out stuff at Ernst. I have links in the description below the video. You guys can go and see this stuff somewhere. Go to Ernst Manufacturing and just look up their RC stuff. I mean, they make mostly tools for real world normal stuff, but they have an RC division that does a lot of RC stuff. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this organizer to kind of keep things well organized. So I'm going to dump this stuff in here, and let's see what we got here. We got, let's see, oh, nice stuff. Here, I'm going to separate the plastic pieces. I'll show you all this stuff once I get my overhead camera set up and going, and these are your parts. So let's see. All right, we've got, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show. Here, let's try it this way. Let's see if you guys can see that stuff. This is going to just totally nuke my automatic camera deal here. Let's see if I can get these straight here. But these are some of the parts in here. It's got some little steps that you're going to glue on. There's some antennas here. There's some antennas to glue onto the airplane. Bunch of Y harnesses. There's a rudder Y harness. Here's a flap Y harness. And these are the nice ones here. Holy smokes, look at this thing. Check this out. These are the nice ones. So Arrows is doing this on all their stuff. So let's see if I can get in on that. These are the ones, there you go. These are the ones that have the locking tabs on them. So really sweet. This is the way to go. I think Horizon's doing this too, but having locking tabs on there, super nice. So anyway, let's those are all in there. Spinner looks pretty nice. Let's see that. Oh, it has a little locking. Yeah, this is cool. Look at it. Check it out. That's a spinner. It's nice because it does have a locking ring. You can kind of see that right there. It locks in place. It's got this little flange that kind of fits in there. So really nice. Hex drive adapter. Best kind of drive to have. And then here's the plastic parts. Here, let me see if I can show you some of these things. Get them in frame here. These are step. You actually glue these on. This is a step to get up to the airplane. This is a antenna right here. Let's see, that just plugs in and glues in. So there's a lot of details on this plane, pretty neat. There's another antenna that we're going to glue in and all that. So yeah, pretty cool. Lots of antennas. There's a zip tie here for something. And then they got Velcro. They give you a little bit of Velcro to put your battery on. You guys know me. I usually, if I have to use Velcro, I'll use it if I have to. But if not, I'll. And in fact, most cases, like you guys know, I try to use my shelf liner. So you know, if you guys want to know, you know, how often I use shelf liner over Velcro, well, here's how often I use it. I buy this by the roll. I just bought a new roll. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? These trays, hang on, I'm going to go grab something else. I just learned something. These high visibility trays are probably the best trays for finding stuff, but I can see it's like simply glowing in my camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch from the high visibility to a different color, okay, because I have a bunch of colors of these to use. So I'm going to very carefully, I'm going to put all this stuff into here because it's just, this thing's like day glow. It's perfect for finding stuff, but I can see my camera feeding back as I'm doing that. So if I move that out of the way, it may not mess with the automatic coloring of the camera. But here's another nice thing here. We've got, these are some nice parts. Here, let me zoom. You guys can see that. All socket head screws, all 3mm metric, okay, or 3mm, and they're all, you know, use a 2mm wrench. That's probably the elevator ball length. And then there's also some cotter pins, or R-clips they're called there, for getting your wing struts on, floats, that kind of stuff. And a nice, nice prop nut there. But all, again, 3mm metric, use a 2mm driver. They even put the fuel tubing on the linkage. So real nice. So anyway, that's our parts. These are the doublers to hold the landing gear in place. Nice plastic parts, very cool stuff. They did a nice job on these. So, so anyway, I'll take the parts. Let me put that away. Let me move that underneath here. Hopefully I don't kick it and knock it all down. So we'll move that out of the way. But let's get on to some of these parts. Main strut, that's wing spar, that's self-explanatory. Floats, real simple setup. I don't know which side the floats are supposed to go on, or the water rudder. I don't know if it matters. It looks like it goes on the right side from this picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these parts out of here real quick because there's a bunch of screws. Let me get these in the thing here. Let me drop them in here. So all the parts are in there. That's why I love these Ernst organizers. They keep my stuff from getting all screwed up as long as I don't knock it and throw all the parts over. So anyway, let's get the, let's go ahead and, actually let's do a quick review of this stuff. Let's do that first. But your floats are nice. This is your one without the water rudder. The best thing about these things is that it's got the V-hull plastic underneath it. So you can put this down, lay it on the ground, hard surface without dinging up your center, your V-hull. So really nice. Here's your water rudder side, the opposite side that has the water rudder locked in. So let me zoom in on that. You guys can see how nice that is. So you know, there's your linkage. Everything's all hooked up. It's ready to go. Your servo is already mounted in there. You can see it has the metal threads in these holes right here. That's where you put your set screws. And then this rubber material here where the wire comes out of. Let me see. They've got this. Oh, here we go. The water rudder has this rubbery silicone material right here, okay? And that keeps the servo dry in there. So I think you can remove it. I've never had to pull one out, but anyway, it's pre-wired. It's buried in there, so it's waterproof, and you don't have to mess with it. So these are your struts right here. There's 4 metal struts. If you guys have the Kingfisher or another model, you'll see that there's actually 4 struts. There's 2 of these angled ones, and there's 2 of these crossbars. They're all pre-flat spotted. So, you know, I'll show you that. You guys have probably seen this in my videos, all right, like a million times. They have the flat spot already cut. So all you got to do is put these things, slide these together, and we'll throw the floats together, and y'all can see how easy that is. Nose strut, nose gear. This is all pre-made, it looks like. It's got a wheel that spins. It's got a 3mm metric nut there in the center. Even has some riveting, some rivet lines in there. So you can see it's backed up by metal. So there's a metal wire going through this whole darn thing. Let me back up just a little bit. There we go. And I don't know how that actually connects in there. But anyway, so this is the top part that actually bolts in with 3 screws to the fuselage. And then this whole thing, obviously, the way it works is it just goes in there. And this turns the steering. So I haven't seen the inside of the plane yet, so we'll take a look. No screws on this side, but that's how this goes. And this probably just plugs into a cam type mechanism. Probably it's an open-ended, if I'm willing to bet. It's probably an open-ended unit on the, yeah, here we go. It's an open-ended horn. There's in the inside of the fuselage. You can see how it plugs in there. Pretty simple stuff. It just goes right in there. I don't know if this stuff's in the way. There you go. It just plugs right in there. So pretty simple. We'll get to that here in a second. Wing struts are pretty straightforward. These are your 2 wing struts. There's some tape on there. I haven't seen these yet. This is the first time looking at this. It looks like the ends are glued on. Yeah, these are nice. Looks like the ends of these things are glued in place. So I'll get right in on that. You guys can see. There we go. No, wrong side. There we go. You can see the end is glued on. It looks like it's C8 in place or something. And these just pop on. They just pop in place with the R-clips or cotter pins. You know, they just fit right in place. So, but nice struts, 2 nice struts. Those are for the wings. And then let's get to the tail. There is a kind of a mislabeling of the box a little bit. It says on the side of the box. In fact, I didn't even show you this part here. Just real fast here. It does say on the side of the box. Let me zoom in on this. We looked at the specs, but these are sort of like features here, you know, of your motor and stuff. So, but it says on the second line there, it says functional flaps, full flying horizontal stabilizer for excellent slow speed handling. I don't think it has that. It just has a regular elevator. We'll show you that. So floats are included standard on this one. Takes off less than 5 meters. oversized. It's got a big battery compartment, so it does have an oversized battery compartment. Metal shock absorbing landing gear, and we'll show you that. Oh, you see that. It's just basically it's a wire. It's shock absorbing, yeah, but it's a wire. It's got nav lights on it, latch type battery cover, screw together assembly, excluding the antennas. You do have to glue those, of course, made of EPO, as we know. So, but here's a look at the elevator, and here's what I was talking about. It's not a full flying tail. Like, in fact, if you see like Piper Cherokees and stuff, they actually do have the whole tail that moves with a trim tab. But this one is just your kind of standard, you know, foam hinged type thing. So I know it says full flying stab on the box, but I think that was a typo of sorts, you know, probably from the factory. So, you know, somebody put that there and didn't understand it. But that's your horizontal. It looks like it does have a nice foam hinge. It is laminated, so it's shining back at us. So I don't know if there's any other hinge buried in there. It doesn't appear to be. When I hold it up to the light, it doesn't look like it, but it looks like it's a pretty rugged foam hinge. It looks like it's got a laminate on it like normal. So doubler right here. You got a nice horn here. The horn is, horn's glued in place already, so you know that's good to go. And then you've got a doubler here for your single screw, because you put this on the airplane with one screw. And of course you got a spar slot running all the way through here. So you know, pretty tough stabilizer. It's unpainted, but it has nice decals on it. And let's see. Yeah, it's got some good rigidity to it. You can feel it with that spar in there. So, you know, this is not a plane where you're necessarily doing, you know, retina detaching maneuvers with it, you know. So, but it seems pretty tough so far. Main landing gear. Look at that real fast. When they say shock absorbing, they mean that the metal bends. So it's not telescoping or anything. So the metal bends on it. So that's it. It's got these little fairing covers. But these look nice quality. I mean, here I'll zoom in so you guys can see. It doesn't seem like cheapies. They seem very nicely made. So you can see all the screws that bolt everything in place. You can see, you know, the wheel here. Let me back off here a little bit. You can see the detail on that. So wheel spins freely in there, and kind of nice screws to hold the kind of the dummy fairing or the dummy plastic fairing strut thing in place, and pretty simple. Nice wheel pants, you know, on there. Very cool. This is just gonna fit right up into the underside of the fuselage right there. You can see your two. These are all nice plastic, really nice manufactured plastic kind of landing gear mounts or doublers that everything fits in. And you know, you can see here all metal threads, all brass machine screw type threads. That's it. So very, very cool. And then right here is where all your let's see, where am I looking? Steps. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think your steps glue right in here for your detail for your steps where people step onto the airplane. Nose gear mount right here as well. So, but overall, folks, nice gear. It's wire gear. It's shock absorbing. It seems pretty tough for the plane. So, and we'll get all this on here in a few minutes here. So, and then the wings. Let's look at the wings. Wings look nice. Looks like that's an odd place for a. Well, that's kind of weird how they did that. Yeah, they put in. It looks like the main spar goes right through here, but they put. See in right here. They put a spar running kind of diagonal back here. So that's one spar that looks like it stops about there. I think, yeah, it looks like it stops about there. But the main wing spar comes in from here and goes all the way, so it kind of overlaps here. So it seems, actually, it's pretty darn rigid. When I try to flex this, it's pretty tough. So lots of spar in there. Looks like rods, horns, linkages, they're all installed already. So we'll zoom in on that so y'all can see that. The wing is relatively kind of devoid of any detail, but I don't think the full-scale airplane has any detail really on it because I think it's a composite material. I'm not sure. You know, corrugations or any of that kind of stuff, but I think that's because it's a composite airplane. So the rods, horns, linkages all installed with fuel tubings, you know, real nice. So it does have flaps, of course. So, you know, there's your flaps and how those actuate. Let's go ahead and see if I can drop a flap. There we go. There's your hinges. They're all laminated. They're kind of shining back, so they're foam style hinges, but overall pretty tough it looks like. So nice decal application on everything. They look like they're on there nice. And then this is your strut support right here. This is where your strut goes in with a cotter pin for assembly and disassembly. It's right in there. You just put your strut in there. That looks like that's glued in place. They're probably partially structural, but probably the wing spars doing most of the structure. The wing spars are probably more or less, you know, really there for cosmetic, you know, so I'm sure they help a bit. And then this is nice. Here's your connection for your aileron and your flap and your light right here. They're all kind of wired together. And then the best part about this is the doublers here. The rear wing attachment point, the front wing attachment. They're nice molded plastic. And of course, you can see the brass thread in there, all machine screw threaded. So no self-tapping screws in there, which is nice. And you got your wing connectors. And as always, guys, your wing connectors, or any connectors, if you have to make a connection, make sure they're tight. Check out my video on my channel, about how to save your plane. That's a good video to watch. If you guys have not seen it, I'll show you how to tighten those connectors in that video. So save your plane. So anyway, nice wing though. Good wing panel. Looks like the wing spar is going to plug right in between. This goes in the fuselage. Let's see. We'll put just for the heck of it, I'll put this in here. It fits in nice. Here's the other wing. Oh, and I didn't even show you this. There's your wingtip light. Let's zoom in on that. I left that out. I wish this had a landing light. It's nice when they make nav lights on planes, but it would be really nice if they don't stick a landing light. That's kind of one thing I think this plane's missing. But it would be easy enough to add. But there's your lens cover for your light. It looks like they did, here, let me move this a little bit. Looks like they did a pretty nice job getting that on there. Let me flip it around this way, and you guys can see that. Nice lens cover, and it is, they painted the outer edges, and they left the lens clear, so pretty nice. Looks like a nice kind of glue job they did getting it on there. It's nice and nothing's sticking out. It's a nice fit, nice finish. So there is 1 or 2 panel lines on the wings. There's a little bit of detail. There's some right here. But I think the full-scale airplane's composite, folks, so I don't think it really has too many lines on it. There's a little panel line kind of running here. There's a little detail here. Out on the edge, there's one here. So, but again, I think the full-scale airplane is a composite, so it really doesn't have, rivets and stuff. I don't know if it's fiberglass or what it's made out of, but anyway, and here's your 2 wing halves and how they go together pretty much. I mean, obviously you put the spar through the middle, but that's your structure for your wing, is your spar there. So, but nice. It looks like it's going to go together pretty darn good. So, and then we'll get to the fuselage. That's the last thing really to talk about. Let's put that here. All the crux of everything is really in this fuselage. Let me stop for a second. Let's consult. Let's see. Somebody just asked a question. Are the tires hard or soft? Let's see. Let's look at them. Actually, they're pretty hard. They're pretty hard. So for me, that's a good thing because I fly on grass, and you need a hard wheel on grass. If you fly on pavement, you need a softer wheel. Well, not need, but it's better to have a softer wheel. If you have a harder wheel landing on pavement, you tend to, if you don't do like a really nice landing, perfect landing, it tends to bounce, jump around a little bit. You have to do a nicer landing. But on grass, you want a hard wheel because it rolls better. That's the bottom line. So I mostly fly off of grass because grass is just easier on the airplane. Maybe a little rougher on the landing gear, I guess. But if you drag a wing or flip it over, you don't harm the airplane. Where if you're on pavement and you drag a wing or you flip the airplane over, you're doing some damage because the landing gear, obviously pavement is not real resilient. So yeah, these are hard wheels. Let me take a look and see. Let's see what else we have here. Mr. Bill is in the house, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, big battery bay. TECHNAM still needs a receiver. Yeah, we'll stick with. Yeah, you still need a receiver on this thing. It has the flight stabilizer apparently. I think. Yeah, there it is. I see it. So we'll get to that. Wilson White Owl says, looks nice, Rich. We got 60 guys here. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate that. That's a good turnout for a kind of Saturday afternoon. Servo connectors are super nice. Ian Bowen said, the Draco what a fine looking, interesting story about the guy who made that real plane. Yeah, the Draco is awesome. We'll have it there. Yes, RC Air Marshal, it does have the vector system. So we did talk about that a little while back, but you didn't catch that. Sorry, I had a phone, missed the beginning. Yeah, it does have a vector system in it. It's buried back in here, Dave. It's way back. Let me zoom in here. Let's go. I'll get way, way back in there. Let's see. It's on the floor. I hope that answers your question. There it is right there. There's your vector system. So it's in there. It's pre-wired. It's all ready to go. And the box says it does. Yeah, so it's in there. It's supposed to be available now, guys, so check out the website. In fact, let me go look. Oh, it's a pre-order, but they have them in stock. I think they have them in stock, folks. I think they came in. So if you guys pre-order it, if you use my link in the description below the video, again, guys, we get a little credit for that, and it doesn't cost you guys any more. We definitely appreciate that. This is nice. I just wanted to answer a couple questions because I'm trying to stop part of the way through this to answer questions as I go along. Yes, I think it's available now, but I think like I said, I think it's in stock. Just if you pre-order it, I think it's coming pretty quick. But if you're not sure, call them and ask. So, Flanker Tanker says the floats look like Sam's as the FMS Super Easy floats. Yeah, same floats as the Super Easy. Same floats as that. So yeah, honestly, guys, you probably can if you have a Super Easy or you have, depending on, the difference with these floats really is the struts. Depending on the airplane, some of these struts for some of this plane and the FMS plane, they come bent differently. Notice that these stick straight out, but they angle forward. Some of them are set up so you go the other way. Okay, one's going forward, one's going back. And then some, I think, are bent a little differently depending on your airplane. So the floats are the same. The struts, sometimes yes, sometimes no. So if you have another FMS airplane, I think you can still use the floats on this thing, I think, as long as these are bent the same, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at actually, it's the FMS Super Easy. It's the 1700 millimeter Super Cub, the PA-18, the Ranger, the J3 Cub. They all use, I think, the exact same set of floats, but there's slight differences there can be to the struts. But I think there's 2 or 3 of them that still use the same strut. So if you guys want to message me later, I don't have the actual, I have all those airplanes actually here. To go get all of them and compare them would be kind of a mess. So if you guys want to ask me a specific question through through the messages or the comments, leave that, and I'll try to go look at my plane and let you know if the strut, because I have so many different float sets for these things. So, but I'll let you know if you guys want to know if they'll fit, because you guys potentially could buy this airplane without the floats, and if you want to use the floats from your Super Easy or other. So, and I can help you out with that later. I can compare and see which ones will fit. I can go grab my Super Cub floats, for example, and grab my J3 Cub floats, and I can stick them on this. And if I tell you they fit, then you guys use your own floats instead of buying another set. But they're only $20 too, so they're really not that bad. So let's see what else we got. What else we got? Yeah, big flaps, brass fittings are always nice. Yeah, love low flying prop. What does that say? Mike Bird says I love a low flying prop plane. Let's see. All right, I'm trying to get to. Where are we going? Someone says UK. Where are we at here? Oh, here we go. Looks like it's made by FMS. Could be quality. Let's see. Quality's very good. Been flying Arrows, Viper Jet. Yeah, Arrows has nice stuff. You know, their Arrows play nice is the Marlin. I flew Wesley's Marlin and it was awesome. I mean, did a knife edge, 4-cell jet, fixed gear, but hey, it's a nice little model. No love for 140 mile an hour Dynam 1200 millimeter P51. All right, let's see. I will fly this baby. Flanker Tanker UK availability, not sure. Can the wheel pants be removed? Well, it looks to me, can the wheel pants be removed? I think, as I'm looking at it, it looks like you can unscrew them. Okay, there's a bunch of screws putting this thing on. And then when you take it off, it looks like the wire strut. I'm pretty sure the wire strut here is bent, okay, and goes into the wheel axle. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, it is. In fact, you know what? You can look right here. See that? It actually bends, see the strut, and goes into the wheel. So yes, you can remove the wheel pants entirely on this thing, and then you can put, probably the way you do it is just put a wheel collar, on both sides of the wheel, here and here. Just put a wheel collar on the axle, and yeah, you can get away with this without wheel pants. And that's a good question for guys on tall grass, because the wheel pants might hinder you a bit, On my grass field, this should work just okay. It will be fine. So on the grass I fly at. So yeah, you can take the wheel pants off. That's a good question. Very good question. So let's see, what else do we got? Yes, wheel pants, Flanker Tanker, they can come off. Looking forward to seeing, let's see, White Owl, add a landing light would be great. Yeah, it is. You can wire one probably easy in here. Yeah, I'll probably put one on it at some point. Wait a minute, does it have one? Could be mistaken. No, I don't see a light in there, so we'll talk about the fuselage next. Yeah, I love the Marlin, Mike Bird. Yeah, I got one. I got to put it together. I was thinking about doing 2 unboxings today. I just can't get to it today, but we'll do it. And we'll get it together and fly it for you guys. Well, we have a video of it already if you guys want to check it out. We have one on the channel. It flies fantastic. Me and Steve both flew it. Show the rudder servo connector on the bottom of the fuselage. RCI Marshall says he thinks the Husky floats are the same as the PE-18. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Dave. So there's a lot of floats you can, if you guys already have them. For another plane, you can use them, or for another FMS plane or something. Love my Arrows F-14 or that's F-15, just typo. Yeah, that's a nice plane, that Arrows F-15. That's from Vin Vanison. Yeah, that F-15 is a sweet jet. We're going to have that at both those events, guys. We're going to have that at CEF. We'll have it at the Imperial RC event here coming up. But let's talk about the fuselage. Let's get this thing together. Chit-chatting a little bit, but I'm trying to answer y'all's questions, trying to get to it. Oh, here's the rudder. Somebody asked about the rudder. Let's go into this. This is nice. There's a little bit of foam blowing all around here, but yeah, here's your connection for your rudder. Somebody asked about that. There's your tail. So, and I love the way that they have nice linkage on there. There's a ball link, or not ball link. There's a clevis with, they put the fuel tube, silicone tube on there already to keep it on there, so real nice. Nice Z-bend already attached. It looks like they've got it on a semi-inner hole. So you'll usually want a good amount of rudder. But the sticker's over it, Arrow's Hobby sticker, foam hinge. Looks like it's got a little detail here with the trim tab, which is nice. You got a spar running through here, so super nice. But I like it, very cool, very nice. There's your elevator connection on there. It just goes right on there, just slide the whole tail in there. We'll get that together here in a second. And then this is awesome, folks. They did a good job on this. The more I'm looking at this, nice tail skid back here. So if you scrape your tail, you bring your tail down, boom, you're going to be hitting some plastic here, which is good. So instead of necessary, you'll probably still tear up some foam, but at least you got a plastic guard there. This doubler and this doubler here are really intended to secure your elevator. And in fact, as I move this tail, let me move that a little bit. It looks like your screw goes through the top here, okay? You put your horizontal in place, screw goes through the top, and then you've got your metal threads right in there. So the screw goes in, you basically move your rudder off to the right a little bit or one side, and then you screw with one screw in there. And plastic doublers, top and bottom. So real nice design, very good. I'm impressed with it, very nice. And then, yeah, good looking fuselage, check that out. I mean, it's pretty sharp looking. Very, very nice kind of civilian airplane, looks pretty cool. And then there's antenna fittings up top. You can see right here. This is where our antennas are going to go, here and here. Put those on last because you'll tear them off. And I probably will be tearing those. On the underside, there's one too. There's another one for the antenna. Nice cooling hole right here. Very, very cool. And nice fit and finish. Decals applied nice, or sticker. I keep saying decals. I still haven't figured out if it's decal or decal. It seems like the British guys call it decal, we call it decal, so, but not really totally sure. But there's some good detail with, you know, door handles and stuff. And then you see your wing mounting points right here. These are nice, so they're nice plastic with a single screw going through each side, each one. So your wing receivers go in there, your spar slot. Here's your slot right here for your wing connectors to go in through, you know, for your aileron flap and wing light and all that. So, but nice receivers, very nice plastic, engineered parts, very, very cool. So, back up a little bit. Most of this fuselage is smooth, you know, no panel lines, no rivets for the most part, just because, again, I think it's a composite airplane, the full scale. It doesn't have any rivets or panels or panel lines or anything. So, and then again, underside, we did mention this already a little bit, but there's your mounting points. Here is your hole right here for your pass-through for your water rudder from the floats to go in. And then you have, I think, these are for your wing struts right here with a cotter pin. There's a hole. Let me zoom in. You guys can see that. Notice there's a hole going through it. I'll zoom in on that, and that's where your strut goes through. And then there's some glue on it. Let me get it a little more stabilized. That's where your strut goes. And then, yeah, pretty nice. I mean, nice detail. And then, of course, again, right here, I think that's where one of your stepping plastic detail steps goes in. You glue it in place there, so real cool. And then your nose mount, 3 screws go right through there. It's real easy to get this in place. So look how nicely engineered the plastic is there, too. All metal threads. Let me stabilize that a little bit. All metal threads in there. Very cool. Your pass-through there, or your connection goes in there for your servo, for your steering. That's what this long part in the back is. And there's some exhaust stack stuff here. Those are probably black on the airplane, or gray or something, because they're probably metal. And then these are just some fairings. Probably carburetor scoop here or something. That might be landing light, but that's probably a carburetor scoop. Motors up front. There are some panel lines on the cowling, obviously. There's a few here. It looks like there's 3 rivets. there's one here, one up here. So there's 3 rivets on the cowling because there's some cowl detail. So that's kind of nice. A few panel lines there on the cowling. There's your intakes. There's your hex drive. And you got some good cooling holes, both underneath and on both sides here. And there's your hex drive for your motor. You know, real nice, high quality stuff. Nice molding. Fit and finish is fantastic, or the finish anyway. We'll talk about the fit when we get it together, but everything's nice and smooth. Canopies painted nice. Very smooth kind of windows and stuff. And I think that's it for the exterior of this plane. Interior-wise, it's got a little latch here, so it looks like it snaps nice. There's some foam from the box here, so now I'm spitting on my window here. But this is a nice latch. Goes in nice. No pilot, obviously, no window, but tongue and groove in the front. That goes on pretty cool. Snap that in place. So, yeah, real nice. So, and then on the inside here, they left the choice up to you guys. You know, you can put your battery strap on with either the provided Velcro, okay, or shelf liner, which I'll stick a piece of shelf liner in here. So, but nice wood floor, big floor, so you can put a lot of battery in there. And then you can see there's a recessed, shoot, I did that wrong. Here, there's a recess there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that, probably not. But you can see in there your motor mount area, and it's kind of hard to show. It's a big plastic area in there. You could probably potentially put some weight back there or stick a battery in there, but in order to do that, I don't know if you need the nose weight all the way up there or not, but probably have to bring the battery shelf up, or put a spacer, or something like that. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we get to flying the airplane. I don't know where this is gonna CG yet, but let me flip this around so you guys can see way back. You can see way back in the fuselage there, all the wires going back there. And then again, your vector system, your vector gyro stabilizer is all in there. That's all ready to be mounted, and it's pre-wired. So here, let's take a look. There's your pre-wiring right there, elevator, aileron, flap. They're all, let me see if I can angle this so y'all can see it a little better. They're all pre-wired, so everything's labeled, ready to really be plugged in there. So nice. Again, check all your connections, folks. Use that video I was telling everybody about. So let me pull that up real fast. Again, if you guys haven't seen it, I spread this around as much as I can, just because I found a lot of loose connections that have saved my plane over and over and over again. And I'm going to pull it up here so you guys can see it. If you guys haven't seen how to tighten, your connections, I'll show it to you here. So let me go to my channel here. I'm going to pull this up. Let's see if I can get to this thing. How to tighten your connections. Save your plane. Let's see if I can find it. Let's go. Videos. Here, let's go back here. It's only a little ways back. But again, this is real important in one of my quick tip videos here. I'm going to play it here. I'll throw it on the screen real fast just to show you guys what it does look like. I'm going to back up. This is all about tightening those connections, guys. If you need to tighten your connections, check out this video. I'm going to back this up. I think I have it on mute, so it shouldn't be bugging anybody. But it's this video right here, the one that says quick tip right in the middle of your screen. Save your plane. That'll show you how to tighten your connections. So check that one out. That's a good one. So if any of these are loose, or let's say you have an airplane, your aileron's not working, or you pick up your wings, or something's fidgety, or something's twitchy or something, and something's not working, check your connector, because it could be on a throttle, elevator, aileron, flap, anything. So, so let me take that off the screen. And I think we'll get this thing together. You guys ready? We're going to start off, I think, just by putting, let me check out the messages here, see if you guys are asking stuff. Tail strike is better than a prop strike. Yeah, that's true. Please show the battery compartment rich. Oh, yeah, we just saw that. Let's see. Looks like a solid plane. Should take a hard landing with no worries at all. Are the windows decal or paint? Oh, good question. Let me see something here. Let's see. Let me grab this real quick. All right, I need some glasses. I need some assistance. Let's go and look. This one is painted, okay? And these are stickers. Okay, so your side windows are stickers. These are painted, but they're kind of a perfect match. So I don't know why you're asking me. You may want to peel those off or something. So the windows, painted, stickers. So there you go. Easy to add lights. Yeah, plenty of room for lights in this thing. I'll probably stick a landing light in there for sure. So let me lock that in. I don't really know. Well, here's the instructions, guys. It's pretty straightforward. Let's see what we got. It goes, there's a separate flyer for the arrows for the vector module there. So I'll zoom in so everybody has a record of it. So if you need to freeze frame, you can always come back to this video and you could freeze and probably read that okay. So that'll explain how to hook up everything. And then there's your operating manual. Pretty straightforward stuff. You know, it shows all the parts right in there. Down at the bottom there, which we just went over all that stuff. So pretty easy to assemble the whole thing. There's some specs on it. 850 kV motor in it. And let's see what else we got here. We got, there's your assembly. I'm going to just do this kind of on my own. I mean, it's pretty simple. Actually, I'll reference the manual a little as I go, but they have you putting the wings on first, which is kind of weird. Usually you get the landing gear on first. That's usually how it goes, but there's your instructions, going through all that. Usually get your landing gear, then you get your tail on, and your wings. That's pretty much the standard. Then we'll get the floats together, and then they show you gluing the decals, or gluing the, actually right up here, gluing antennas on and all that stuff. Antennas might be the kind of thing I leave off just because I'm always tearing them off transporting planes. So, and then your most important number really, oh, here, there's some rates right here. There's your rate information that they give you. I usually just plug mine in and go unless they look excessive. I'll modify them or whatever. They got your horn positions and where those are supposed to go. So let me see if I can get that straight for everybody. And then probably the most important thing really, guys, is CG. Let me flip to that really fast. Yeah, here's what you got. That's where they're showing. This is the crux of the deal. That's where they're saying your CG is. So anyway, so there you go. 55 to 60, or 55 to 65. And we'll talk about that when we fly it. There's no reason discussing CG now because until we can fly it, it's sort of pointless. So, but anyway, let's get this together. Let's see, I seen that one good deal. Plenty of room for adding lights. Yep, nice civilian plane, needs a big bush tires on it. Yeah, you can throw big bush tires. Yeah, you can do that with this. And in fact, I'm thinking the main landing gear, now that I'm looking at it, you know what? The main landing gear for this airplane goes on this rear, and the nose gear goes on here. So I'm guessing that with the exception of not having a tail wheel, you could probably make a tail dragger out of this, I'm willing to bet. You could put, you know, main gear here, put yourself some big Tundras if you want, and you'd have to work out a tail wheel assembly, but that probably wouldn't be too hard to do. Or maybe even just put a skid back there. It kind of has a skid, and you could probably make a tail dragger out of it if you wanted to. It's just speculative, but let's see. So, all right, let's get this together. We're going to start off with the nose gear. I'm just going to pop this in place the way that I would if I was just building it, if I didn't have any instructions. Let me take this off. Probably all we have to do is make sure that this lines up properly. You probably have to make sure, and I'm going to show you all this, just off the top of my head, you've really got to make sure that wire for the servo is back far enough, okay? So when you stick in the strut, in fact, let me see if I can put it through and you guys can hopefully see it here. Let me turn this around. When you put your strut through, this is probably something to be cautious of. You can see me back here fooling around. When you stick the strut through, it goes through that, and make sure your wire isn't anywhere where it's going to get pinched. So make sure that thing's out of the way. I just noticed that as I put it on. And let me flip it around so you guys can see what it looks like on this side. You can see how I put that together. I just literally, this is how easy this thing is to assemble. It just literally, what a nice, shit, I'm about to drop it. Sorry. You can see what a nice fit this thing is. You just take this, kind of pop it right in place, just line it up, and man, look how nice that fits. Fantastic, wow. Excellent fit, excellent finish, very nice. And then again, make sure that wire's back. That wire was going forward, so you could see that that's how your servo, you know, turns this thing. It moves, it turns your nose gear that way. So again, make sure that wire is back. And yeah, that's it for getting your nose wheel on, except for the screws. So let's back up a little bit. I'm going to put the top on here, cover. Do this with y'all. Get that going. I'm going to stick that right down there. Oh, there we go. Actually, it sits nicely on its own. Doesn't probably really need a stand so much. But I could get my Ernst stand out. So with all the screws, it looks like all these screws are the same length. I'm just going to put 3 of these in here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like they're all 10 millimeter metric, I think is what they are. This is going to have to go to the side to get that in there. So let's do this. Let me grab my tools here, which I have. Oh, I'm going to flip that thing around. Put that upright. Let me grab here real quick. Let's flip this up. And my 2 millimeter metric. Let's see if I put it in the right place. Yep. That's all you need really, folks, to assemble. Is just, they're 3 millimeter metric screws, but the actual socket is a 2 millimeter. So that's really all you need to get this thing together. So I'm going to put these in place right here. Let me just screw those in. Beautiful, beautiful assembly. Holy moly. Here, let me zoom in. Y'all can see this in full action here. I'll activate my lift. I think I'm the only YouTube guy here with his own desk lift for his place. So, and you guys can see that, pretty simple stuff. So just screw that in. And then get this one in here. That goes in nice. Yeah, beautiful. Man, what a nice design. Very good. Goes in well. And then the third one, here's the thing. The third one is back here. It's underneath here. So I might need to power this up and get that to turn first, unless I can reach down there, because you don't want to strip your servo when you're doing this. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit. Yeah, okay, let's see if I can turn it. Yeah, you have to turn your nose gear out of the way. I just reached in there and turned it, okay? And then you can get your last one in there. So what I'll do is I'll just put this up on the tool here, and I'll go right through here. I'm doing this without looking at it. I'm just sort of using the force and watching my screen. So, but there we go. Yeah, turn your nose gear. That's all you got to do to get it in there. So just be careful, don't strip your servo. Do it nicely. Yeah, beautiful fit. Look at that. Outstanding. I'm digging this. Very cool. Let me see if I can get. I can't see it. Oh, that's because I got it. That's because I got to turn it back. Let's get this one tightened. Yeah, it covers the hole now. So let me turn that back. Pretty simple stuff here. Let's move that back from the inside. Yeah, I can just reach in and do that. That's pretty good. So I'll get this in there. Let's see, get that. I'm doing this from sort of a blind spot behind it. So yeah, and that's it. That's your nose gear on there, folks. Pretty cool. Very nice assembly. Went on pretty simple. Very easy to do. Yeah, I like that. And again, just make sure it locks in the cam. It's basically an open end, you know, basically cam type servo is all it is, with that pin that goes in there, and that's all. So, and that's it. So let's get this on the table here. Let's see. Oh, I had a freeze of my frame for a second, but I'm still showing excellent condition on the stream. So, okay, this is going to go in the back. I think that's where that goes. Yeah, see, that just drops right in. Pretty nice. And then you've got your plastic parts. Let me see. I'll grab my Ernst organizer here again. Again, nicest organizers around, folks. These are pretty impressive. And anyway, oh yeah, okay. I thought I was missing. There's actually 4 of these things. Let me actually, I can't pick that up out of there. Grab these. I'll show them to you. I can't. It's stuck to the bottom of this thing. There we go. There's another one, and there's another one. Grab that and get that up. Okay, so those are your keepers, or your what we used to call straps, your landing gear straps. And the way that they're engineering these things, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put one on first so you all can see what a nice fit these darn things are. These fit fantastic. And of course, that's like the wrong one. Oh, wow, look what they did. They actually made it, oh, very neat. They made it side specific. Wow, very cool. Okay, let me put one on, and I'll show you how this goes on. One is rectangular, one has, well, they're both rectangular, but one of them has sharper edges, and the other one has has rounder edges, so it's pretty slick. Let me get one on so I can show you. I'll just put that on real quick. This is one of those models so far that's like really a pleasure to put together because everything fits. It's nice when everything fits. So here, let's see. Let's get this in place. Get a second one on. It looks like it's bottoming out on the plastic a little bit, but no, it's going in there good. It's going in there nice. And I'll zoom in here to show you. Let me just get one on so it stays on and it doesn't give me a hard time while I'm showing it to you up close. Okay, here's what we got. This is neat. This is a good design feature they put into here. Probably not necessary, but it does make it a little easier. All right, notice that this one right down here has square corners, okay? Squarer corners, I should say. This one has rounder corners, so you don't mistake the two because there's a slight angle to these things fitting in. So all you do is just insert your gear like you just saw me do there. Here, let me get it back on there. And then you just put these two straps on it and you put it in place. In fact, I can probably show it better. Yeah, probably show it better this way. So anyway, but that's it. You just insert this thing and you put your screws in place, or you put these little things in place. Let's see, we'll put that in there. Yeah, very nice. It fits in there nice. What a beautiful fit. So while I'm balancing this on my leg, I'm going to put a screw on here. There we go. Just put it on the end. And then we'll stick this one in there. Get that screwed into place. Very nice fit and finish. I like it. I love it when planes are this easy to put together. In fact, the planes that I have issues with, if anything, and I hate to say it, but it's the Dynam stuff. The Dynam stuff usually needs extra work and attention, although they're great airplanes, but usually their fit and finish, of course, is not as great. But I love my Dynam planes, I got to tell you. My Spitfire and floats rocks the house. It's pretty neat. PT-17 is super nice, but that's it. Let me just check the tightness of these, and that is it, folks. We have our gear in place. That's about it. So what I'm going to recommend to everybody, and here's what I do, if you have the float version of the plane and you're going to fly it, with floats, what I would always do is take your front float mount straps right now, and I'll show you. Are these the same way? Let me see if they did the same thing to these. Yeah, see, these don't fit either. They did the same thing. They did an exact opposite, similar, and made it idiot-proof. Yeah, see, they made it reverse. This is even cooler. Check this out. Very nice design feature. Notice the ones back here, they have squarer corners. These ones have rounder corners because, again, there's a little angle there. There's a ramp or a bevel there. And this is the one that has the rounder corners, I think. Yeah, it has rounder corners here. And then this one has the square corners. So they basically diagonaled them. Squarer, rounder, rounder, squarer. So pretty sharp. Pretty nice design feature. Somebody was thinking about this stuff. So let me put my Ernst thing here. And what I will always do at this stage in the game is I will secure these in place, actually with both screws. Okay, so I have them. I don't lose them when I go to put the floats on, or if I take my floats out to the field, I'm not searching for screws. These things are already in there. So let's get those in there just for kicks. Even though we are going to mount the floats on here at some point here, so let's get that going. Put that in place. Get those going. Yeah, so now I'm not going to make them super tight or anything for now. You want to make them tight enough when you go fly so the screws don't back out and are gone. So, but there you go. You want to keep those in there, and that's it, folks. There's your landing gear. Pretty awesome. Very nice. Chris Andrews says, Rich, when gluing servos in place, CA or epoxy on the foam. When gluing servos in place, CA or epoxy? Neither. You want to use contact cement. You want to use foam tack preferably, and you don't need a whole ton of it. But really, any kind of contact cement, but foam tack is the best. And you want to tack it down there on the bottom surface, preferably not on the sides of the servo because you might not be able to get it out. So when you're gluing servos in place in foam, use contact cement because you might have to tear it out again, and you can do that with with contact cement. It doesn't need to be solidified in place perfectly. It just needs to be in there pretty good, and that's what foam tack does. So unless you have a super high performance airplane, but if you have a super high performance airplane, something that's fast, you probably have a plastic servo cover holding it in place anyway. So, but foam tack or contact cement is what you want to use to glue servos in. So not CA and not epoxy. So let's see, Flanker Tanker said the Kingfisher also used 10mm screws all the way around except for the main wings. Yeah, so they're standardizing a lot of construction on these things, and it makes sense. So, but let's see, that's that. That's super nice. So that's what I would do, is get your gear on first. I mean, I don't know why they got the instructions with the wings first, but that to me is kind of weird. So here's your horizontal. We're going to slide this in place. Let me, I think I got that on right. I got that on right? Yeah, all right, so that's going to slide right in. Let's get that in place. Oh, I actually did find another panel. There's some rivets back here on this plane. Here, I'll zoom in. That's kind of funny. Here, you zoom in. Wait, is it on that side too? Yes, it is. I found some rivets on this composite plane. Yeah, see the rivets? There's a yeah, I'm in the wrong place. There's a little access panel here with some, looks like some screw or rivet panel. Anyway, I think that's funny to me. So anyway, I just figured I'd put that there. So, but you can see how nice the horizontal goes in place. I can zoom in and do a slow-mo of that for everybody. So yeah, just pull that out. That just fits right in. Plastic doubler on this side and on this side. Okay, you can see it right there. Plastic here, and this slides right in. If I can, well, it's supposed to. Yeah, let's get that in place. Slide it in there. There we go, and that's it. It fits right in the pocket. Okay, and once it's in there, it's in there. And then you just sort of displace. Let's see if I can show this. You want to displace your rudder, kind of like we just talked about here. Let me back off a little bit. Displace your rudder and then look through. Let me lower my desk a little bit. Got my lift. Bring it down, Charlie. All right, here we go. Let's go. There it is. Let's see if I can zoom in. Just line up that hole in there with a screw. Make sure it looks like it's lined up. And it's kind of hard. Yeah, there it is. It's lined up nice. And then just put your screw through there. So we'll do that real fast here. Let me get this level. And let's see. Actually, you know what? This might be where there's a longer screw. So actually, I'm gonna consult the manual. See what the manual says. So, and that says, yeah, it shows a 26mm here. So you use a longer screw there, and then so there actually are two longer screws here. Let's see, one's yeah, there's two longer screws. I don't know if you need both of them, but for something else. But really, all you do is just put this put this screw in place. In fact, let me see if I can line that up. Basically, turn that. Yeah, there you go. You basically just kind of move your elevator a little bit until it goes through the hole, and then you know, you zoom in there. Here, I'll zoom in and get this in place, and it should tap in pretty nice. So I'll stick my wrench in there. I'm looking at it, trying to find it. There we go. So it's not fitting in there. Let me get that in place because I can't see what I'm doing in there. There we go. There. Now it's locked in there. I'll turn that thing. Let's see if I can get an angle. Nope, it's still not going in there. Give me 2 seconds here. It's just because I can't see it through the camera sometimes, folks, when I'm doing this sort of thing. So give me 2 seconds. I'll get it kind of lined up. And all right, that's a little more challenging than I thought. Okay, let me back up a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm messing with here. Yeah, I'm just going to angle this a little bit. You may need a smaller wrench, actually, to get down in there, but I'm going to stick this thing into place. I think you guys get the gist of this if I don't show it on film, because it's requiring me to get really deep in there. Get down in there. All right, there we go. I think I got it locked in. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my rudder and I'm going to just flex it a little bit to the side. That's how, actually, that's helping me out. If you flex your rudder to one side, even with it deflected, that will help you get your wrench in there, and then you tighten it up. It only turns a couple of turns. It doesn't need to go too deeply in there, but as you tighten that, you want to make sure that it, yeah, the two sides are coming together pretty tight. In fact, because it's doubled by plastic, I mean, you can only turn it so much. So anyway, but that's it. You've got metal threads, okay, on the underside of this, which we looked at. There's metal threads in this part right here, which is being blocked. Yeah, there's a metal thread right down in here in this part. So you just put your screw through here. Again, if you have to, just grab your rudder, your vertical, if you can't get your screwdriver there, and just take it and flex it a little bit. You can move it a little bit without breaking it, or just get a smaller Allen wrench or thinner Allen wrench. But anyway, it went on there pretty nice. So that is it for that, except for the rod, the horn. Let's get that in place. I'll take my rod here, and we'll put that in. We'll just stick that in one of these holes. I'm not sure which one. I'll put it through this one, and we'll lock it around in place. So you just put that in. I'll just pick a hole for right now and do it. Let's get this kind of angled over. I'm going to reach on, just put the clevis on. There we go. Let's pop that in place. Nice rods, horns, and linkages. Very, very nice. Look at that. Look how cool that is. It went on there nicely. Let's zoom in on that. Check it out. Very, very cool. So I'm not sure about the hole. Again, we'll talk about that during the flight. In fact, it might even need to come in one hole. I'll see what the instructions say. Usually I just eyeball the kind of movement it has. And I just use my judgment from there. So it's probably going to be that hole or maybe one even farther in. So, and that's your elevator. It is in place. So that's the tail on this. And then we've got our wings. Wings are pretty straightforward. Oh, here's my spar. Let's do this. Let's get the spar in place. You guys get the gist of this. Wing spar goes in there nicely. I'm going to grab myself a pair of flush cutters because I have to cut. These things are put in place with a zip tie. And I'm going to put these on so I don't cut any wires. Flush cutter is probably about the best thing to use for this because you can get right to the edge of it without cutting wires. And you can take your zip tie off that's holding your wires in place. So I'll usually kind of fan these out, just kind of straighten them, get the bends out of them. You're going to make them straighter so they're not all, they go in the hole better if you do this. So just kind of massage them a little bit, give them a little bit of a pull. And then check your connections. I'll do that later because it just takes a lot of time in the video if I do that now. So that's one wing. The other wing, again, just flush cut. And in fact, you know what? I'll zoom in so y'all can see that. You can see it in action. You can see the real deal here. So yeah, just get a flush cutter. This is the best way to do it without cutting your wires. Just take a flush cutter here. Just go right against there. Okay. Let's see, you got that right there. I think you guys can see that. Flush cutter right there. And then very carefully just cut, and that'll cut your thing without, damaging your wires. Let's see, we'll pop that off. Actually, I didn't really cut that all the way through, did I? I just kind of scratched the surface. But this is the way to do it so you don't really cut your wires. There you go. Just unclip that, get your thing off, and you're good to go. So let me let me fan these out a little bit for everybody. Zoom back out. Fan these. Everything's nicely labeled. This probably has a technical term. If somebody knows what this is called, I call it kind of fanning or just sort of massaging it so you can get most of the bends out of the wire so they're standing straight out. They just feed in the hole better usually. And then we can get these things on. So we're just going to put these wires through the hole here. Is that the hole I'm putting them through? Nope, that's the wrong hole. Don't put it in the wrong hole. You don't want to do that. Let's see, let's put these in place. Again, check your connections, folks. Make sure you got everything. Everything nice and tight. Check them with use that video I showed you that I made there. Make sure everything's nice and tight in there. So, and then that's it. Let me zoom in. I think everybody can see this if I get it nice and close. So I just did this for kind of the purposes of so you guys can see it. So all you have to do is slide your spar through. Get your wires in there. First wing you can do this way. Put your spar in there. Slides in place. Pull the wires through. I'm missing one wire. There it is. And then just slide it in. That's it. That's it. Beautiful fit. Look at that fit. Look how nice that went on. That's just perfect. It goes right on there. And then same thing with the other side. We'll flip this around. Oh my God, I'm having flashbacks from filming Draco last week. I did a whole assembly of it and maneuvering that plane. I mean, the one wing is like the size of this thing almost. So, it's just a massive airplane. But this is finally a little pleasurable to do because I don't push that all the way in. Actually, are those, is that centering in there? Give me a second. Let me just take a look at this real quick. Let me hold that wing up. Yeah, I guess that's really about all that goes in there. There's not a whole lot of space that, actually, let me check. The center of this is about right here. Sometimes you can have a spar go too far into a wing and it's not sticking into the other one enough, but no, I guess that's about it. I usually just find the center point, roughly, eyeball it, stick it in the middle, and say, okay, I should have about that much sticking out then if it's in the middle, roughly. So let's see if that's going in right, and it's fitting in. Yeah, that's about right. It probably could use a little stop or maybe come out a little bit, but that's enough spar for it to hold it. So if you have to, sometimes you got to put something down on the wing tube to make sure there's equal distance of spar going through there. So let me put these through that hole, start feeding them, and we'll get this in place. Very nice, very nice. Oh, there we go. All right, it's all fitting in there. It's all coming together. Get that in there. All right, those are all going in. Yeah, the tags are making it hard to put that in the hole with, so, but they're going in there. We'll just feed them in there. So let's get that. It does not want to cooperate. Here, let's do this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one screw, because I don't want to push the other wing through that side. So let's take one screw. Let's stick one right in here. Let's get one in there so it doesn't lock. Actually, I'll just put them both. What the heck? Let's get that one's in there. We'll grab one more here. There it is. Stick that in there. Yeah, nice. Everything taps nicely. Nice model. Let me stand up and look down there. Yep, that's going in there well. Yeah, some of these only go in a couple of turns too. You don't need all that many turns for it. It's really just sort of a shear type thing. So here, let's do this. I'm just having a hard time getting those tags in there. Let me push that all the way in. Sometimes those tags can be a pain. So let's get, I'll go through later and I'll check all these connections. I'll make sure they're all tight with a hobby knife. I'll just mess with that a little later on. Okay, we got those in there. Past the tags. We'll stick that in place. Get our wires in there. Let me reach in there. Sometimes you got to go in there and pull them out. There we go. And as you slide the wing on, just sort of pull them through the inside if you need to. Just make sure you're not pinching it, which it looks like they're not, you know, and if you have to, just look through the top. You can see, oh, I like that little forward sweep to the leading edge of the wing. Just check right through here. Make sure you're not pinching wires, you know, as you seat that thing in place. That's it. So anyway, that's about it. So we'll back off on the zoom here. I'll put that down. Man, I like that wing. That little forward swept area there on the leading edge is pretty neat looking. It's a little, looks like a neat little kind of design feature of the plane. So we'll stick these screws, 2 more 10mm metric here. I think that 26mm that was in the tail, I think they just gave you a spare. So I don't think that's one that you really use for anything. These front wing screws, these seem like they probably could maybe be 2 or 3mm longer because they only go in a couple of threads and then that's it. So, but they're going in okay. They're fine. Yeah, it's going in good. Nice. Very nice. All right, excellent. And it's coming together. Good size airplane. Let's see. Guys are still trying to find the spars are too small. Always replace them with full-length spars. Yeah, that's a good flanker tanker saying that. Yeah, if you need to, you can go full length with them. But at the very least, make sure they're centered, you know, or at least there's enough into each wing. A lot of times you can just throw something in there to space it so it doesn't go so far into one wing or not. So, but yeah, it's getting to be a good size. Nice size model. Look at that. Yeah, that's a lot of bang for the buck. That's a nice looking model. Yeah, I like that. And then for the purposes of you know, just getting this together, before we plug this in, we're going to unplug it, take the propeller off the plane. But this has a hex drive in it too, but I don't think it obviously doesn't need it here. So that seems almost like a little slippery. Is there a? No, I'm not seeing anything on there. This has a hex drive, and then this has a hex, but this doesn't. That doesn't really lock into anything. So you might need a sandpaper washer on there because I'm not seeing anything. But I'll mess with that later. It may be okay because again, this is not a retina detaching maneuver type airplane, so we probably don't need to go to those lengths. Let me grab a screwdriver out of here. No, not that one. Let me take, oh, here we go. This is what I need. take one of these red handle screwdrivers, clear ones that everybody has probably 1,000 of, and then you tighten it with that. Actually, you know what? I don't think you're going to need a sandpaper washer at all. It'll be tight enough. This plane's not, it's not a super ultra powerful airplane, so this is going to go right on. And then, oh, you know what? Maybe we do need, maybe that's what the longer one is for. Let's try that. Could be, no, that's only a small one. That's all we need for that. Let me grab this, put that on, and here we go. Let's put this in place. Yeah, there we go. That'll go right, that goes in there quite a bit. So yeah, that's it for getting your prop on. And then the next thing we have really is putting the wing struts on, because it has struts. Now again, folks, the struts on these wings are probably, if I'm going to take my best guess, they're probably partially cosmetic and partially structural, because these little things right here, they're glued into the wing, so I'm sure it provides some support, but you know, but I don't know if they're, I'm not sure how structural they really are, but because there's just little plastic pieces, but I'm sure they do something for the plane. So let me do this. Let me put, I don't think I'm breaking anything. I'm just going to put this flat, yeah, there we go, flat on here, and then let's see how these struts go on. Do they go that way, I think? Yeah, that looks like how they go on there. So let's put one on here, one on here. I don't know if there's a front or back. I don't think so. So let's just put these on. Let's go. All right, and there we go. Let me zoom in here. Let me see if I can zoom, show everybody. I didn't need a stand to put this together today. That's nice. Sometimes you don't need a stand. But let me zoom, and I'm going to move this forward. Let me get these struts out of here. All right, let me slide this ahead so everybody can see here. Right here, let's go. Let me pull this out of the way. And I think you guys can see what that looks like right there. That's just the strut. So I'm going to grab some cotter pins, R-clips, whatever you prefer to call them. And let me grab a couple here. And this is how they're going to go on. We basically just insert that one in there. And then I'll back out so you all can see what the wing looks like. Same deal. We just put an R-clip or a cotter pin, if that's going to fit through there. That's kind of a tight fit in there, isn't it? Well, probably being a tight fit there is not a bad idea, but that's essentially what you're doing with all four of these, is you're putting them on with a cotter pin or an R-clip, sometimes they call them. So, and that's about it, and that's how you disassemble this thing. You know, if you need to take the wing off, you pull the 4 cotter pins off to get the strut off, and then you've got your 4 wing screws and your connections if you need to take this apart. So let me get the other cotter pins. And actually, you know what? This does add some support, that's for sure, because the wing does flex a bit, so, and it doesn't flex as much with that strut on there. So, yeah, it does work. So let me put one more cotter pin right here. Boom, in place. And this one I'll stick in place too. It is a tight fit, so how did I put that one on? That's on the outside. Let's just kind of stick that in. Yeah, nice. Those go on well. So, you know, there's your, hit a plane. There's your basic assembly of it right there, pretty much. And then there's some cosmetic details to this thing that we can put on. So let me consult the manual again here. Let's see. So, okay, so here's what you glue on, and I'll go over that with y'all here. There are, right here, zoom in, zoom on in, let's see, we'll zoom in. You can see right here, there is, for everybody who wants to see, right here, there is 2 steps, okay, for stepping onto the airplane that you glue in, okay. And then on the next page, I'll flip it and put this here. There are, right here, a few antennas you can see. Pretty simple stuff. Let's see, this one right here. These are 2 that kind of looks like one straight up. This is vertical. And then this one here, that one angles back. And then this one is angled back and bent. And those just glue in. So what I'll do is let me see if I can get that glued on right now. What the heck? You know, normally I don't do that till I'm done with the model. In fact, maybe I'll do that here after we're done powering it up and stuff. because I tend to tear those off when I'm doing this kind of stuff. So let's get the steps. There's 2 steps. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. This just fits. Okay. Yeah, those fit right in there, and you glue them. So if you don't want these, you don't have to glue those. Well, I see you're probably going to have to glue them. That's something you want to use CA for. So you can see the step. Let me angle it a little bit. You can see that step. Let me lower the table here. I'll show you that. That's some good detail you guys can see. But you can see that's how the step goes on. Let me pull it off of here. That's it. It just angles. Okay, let me move it this way. There you all can see it a little bit better there. You see how that goes right on? It just fits. There we go. It just fits right on there like that. And you glue it in place. That's all you got. It's pretty simple. The other step, see if I can get to the other side there. Yeah, there it is. You're going to take your step. You're going to just insert it. Just put some glue. Here, let me get around the angle here a little bit. You just put some glue on it, some CA, and just glue that baby in place, and that's it. So you have some steps, some nice detail on the airplane. So pretty cool stuff. You know, not bad. But I'll glue those on later because I will tear them off as I'm setting this up for sure. So, and then on the underside right here, I'm going to put this antenna. That's going to glue in place. Let me put that. There we go. Actually, that stays on there kind of on its own. Let's zoom that in. There's your lower antenna. Again, I just inserted that in place. Didn't have to do a whole lot to that. Now that'll fall out if you don't glue it, but I'd probably stick some foam tack on that and put that in place, and that's it. And then on the top side, let's zoom right over to here. Let's see. Yeah, let's zoom in here. Let me zoom in. Let's raise the table. There we go. Bring it up, Charlie. All right, there we go. So there's your 2 rear antennas right there. So one of them is vertical, right? So the vertical one we're going to put right here. And it looks like we glue, well, again, we'll glue that in place. There's that antenna. Here, let me back off just a bit. And then, you know, you've got your one that kind of angles back. That's going to go right here. Pretty simple. And that's it. Yeah, we'll glue those in place. I'll probably do them a little later because I'm afraid of tearing them off as I'm setting this up, because we're going to power this up and power this whole baby up and get it going. But pretty nice. Look at that. Look at the antennas. Pretty good detail. You got 2 on the top side right there. Very cool. Look at the antennas. Check that out. I'm impressed, guys. This is it's a nice model. Very, very cool airplane. Let me lower my desk a little bit. But you see that lower hanging down? Very cool. Very neat detail. Very impressive. Nice little model. Nice little touches that they add to this thing. So, all right. With that, let me take these off. Because I'm going to tear them off if I don't. For now, I'm going to put them back in my organizer tray here, my Ernst organizer. And I'm going to pull out these 2. Other nice thing, too, is that they usually give you, with these airplanes, spare screws, a few extras. So, and there's a bunch of set screws to assemble this thing with, so, or the floats with. So, so to get this up and going, what I'm going to do is, as we look in the fuselage here, and I'll try to zoom on that. Let's see if I can get on in there. Yeah, I think we can do that. Raise the airplane a little bit, back off a little bit. So all I'm going to do is just take my let's see, here's my flap connector. So I'm going to grab my flap wires here, and we're going to harness those together. So let's just get the 2 of those in. Make sure I'm hooking this up the right way. Flap wire. Let's see, that's in place. Flap wire. Let's see. All right, we still got 50 guys watching. Thanks for coming, guys. It's nice to have 50 folks here on a Friday afternoon. That's not too bad. So there's our flap all wired up. Flap, 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 flap. That's all you got to do. The flaps to the flap. And then it looks like we got a rudder. So, and I may wire that differently later, but for now, I will probably wire them together. So let me see this rudder. Where's the rudder from the tail, for crying out loud? Oh, they're Y-harnessed together already. They go together. Oh, this is for the water rudder. My bad. This one that comes is to wire your water rudder in, so we don't just need that one just yet. And actually, I pulled an aileron sticker off somewhere that stuck to my finger. So there's a rogue aileron sticker somewhere. So And then we can wire the rest of this together. But before we do that, I'm going to put the floats together so you guys can see the assembly of that. If y'all hadn't done this before, it's pretty straightforward. So we'll take, I believe the water rudder deal is going on the right side of the airplane. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to unclip. Oh, wait, that's not even that kind of a connector. It's an unwind on there. It's got one of those trash bag tie deals. That's nice, so I don't have to cut anything. If you can keep your blades away from your wires, that's good. So I'm going to stretch this out. I just went ahead and I took a wire apart on this. I'm going to straighten that out and get some of the bends out of it a little bit. There we go. Nice. That's cool. There we go. That's pretty good. That's nice and straight. And then we're going to assemble this. So all you have to do to assemble these floats, pretty simple stuff. So basically just put these together. Actually, I take that back. This one goes on the left side. The photograph must be backwards because you have to have this little spray guard deal here towards the inside. That's usually to keep water on the full-scale airplanes. Notice how you've got this lip on this side, and on this side you don't. That's on the outside. This lip goes on the inside. It keeps water from spraying into the engine, into the motor, you know, onto the windshield, all that kind of stuff. So it's sort of just a spray diverter. So clearly it's pretty simple on how this actually goes together. So, and all you have to do is just line these babies up. Just put these through here. I believe these go on the outer, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I haven't done this in so long that I am going to consult the manual one more time. It's been a little while. I put a bunch of these together, but heck, I just don't remember. So, and if you look at the picture shows, somebody's calling me. The picture shows that these struts go forward and back, and then these struts go on the inside. And in fact, the wire sizes are actually different. So you shouldn't have a problem with orientation on them. So what we're going to do is we're just going to connect one of these, just line up the flat area there, which looks like it's lined up there, and taking your set screws and a 1.5 millimeter. You need a 1.5 millimeter for this one. We're going to put these on and drop one somewhere. I dropped one. That's not a good sign. One fell off. All right, well, I've got spares. Let me pull one out of here. It's probably extras. Let me get this in place. Yeah, that came off real quick, didn't it? Got to be careful not to lose them, especially dropping them on a thing that's black. So let me get one of these on here. You just line up your flat areas, and you can kind of feel it when you tighten in there. So, and what I'll do is I'll show that one time here so everybody can kind of see that. That one doesn't line up all that good, does it? Let's try to put, oh, yeah, it does now. Here, let's see, I'll show everybody that real quick. Let's see, is that on there? No, it's not. No, it's showing like it's on there. Let me back that off of there. Let's see, let me get one of these in so I can show everybody. In fact, I want to do it on one that you can actually see through it. So let me pull that out of place. Sometimes you got to muscle these just a little bit. They'll stick tight sometimes, and sometimes you can't get all the way through there. Actually, there's plastic covering that one, and it makes it so it's kind of harder to see. So let me run a screw through this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and punch this through. This is just for demonstration purposes. These are going together the way they should, but sometimes you have a little bit of plastic flashing in there, and you can't see the screw. So let me take this off of here. Put that down. Oh, good news is I just found the other set screw I lost. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to take this, push this through. These are all 3 millimeter. There might be, yeah, that should go in there. No, these are using the smaller. No, they are using 2. Okay. No, that's what I thought. Okay, that's bizarre. Yeah, there's a little plastic flashing in there. Sometimes you just get some spare plastic and then you can't see through your hole. So I figured I'd demonstrate just one of them for you guys, and then we'll throw it together real quick. So let's see, that's what's going on. There we go. Let's get this one going through. All right. Oh, no, it's coming out of there. Some of these things are such a tight fit on this metric that it's hard to line them up sometimes. It's nice to have a tight fit, but sometimes they're just really tight. And that one's really tight, actually. That's good because chances of stripping that are probably slim to none. And I'm looking through the hole here as I'm tightening this so I can see it kind of coming through there. So let me back that out real fast. And let's see if we can see what we can see. And then let me check the length of these real quick. One of these is longer and one is shorter sometimes. Nope, these are exactly the same length. Sometimes they do have a different length on them, but these are the same length. So shouldn't be really much of a problem. So punch this through. Now I can finally see it. Well, you know what? I may not even be able to show that on camera. Let me try it. Not sure if I can do that, but all you have to do really is you look through that hole as you're tightening this thing. Now, I got some serious zoom on there, don't I? And you make sure that when you put this thing in, you know, that you're, let me pull this out of there. Just make sure your flat spot area, you can see it shine in there as I turn this. Just make sure it's towards the top, and as you push it in, you should be able to see through that slot, which actually now we can. Okay, you can see that flat area kind of traversing sort of through there a little bit. You can see as I turn it, you can see it down in there. There we go. There's some good detail for everybody to see. And then what I will do is I'll take a set screw, which I'm reaching for right now, and I'm going to put that on my wrench. I'm going to put this in place here so everybody can hopefully see this. And then what I'll do is I'll just put this into the hole, start tightening it, okay? And then as you're tightening this thing, I'll angle it to the side, you will feel that flat area begin to bite. And if you don't, just turn the rod or try to pull it in and out. And you can see it starts locking on that flat area. So I'll usually line these up flush. It's not super critical, but I'll just make sure I line up that thing nice and flush there. And then as you turn this, the top of your screw will engage that flat area, and as you turn it, you'll realize it's locking. Once it engages that flat area, it's in there. You don't even have to tighten it very much, but just tighten it up so it's snug and secure. And then, you know, once you have that one in place, you know, the rest of them really go in the same way. So here's what I'll do when I'm assembling these, and I probably made it a little more complicated than it is, but really all you have to do is I'll do one side at a time. So I'll take this one here, I'll line it up, get it in there. These are thicker than the straight ones. The bent ones are thicker than the straight ones, so the hole for these is bigger. So what I'll do is I'll just line these up. I'll get one side completely in place. There it is. If there's plastic flashing in there, that's okay. It's just that because of the plastic flashing in there, I couldn't really demonstrate it to you guys. So I just wanted to clear it away just so I could show you guys, that's all. So, and then I'll get both of these in. This is how I usually assemble these things. Get them all together and then slide them all kind of into place. That's really about all you have to do with this thing. So let's get that in there. There we go. That one's in place. That one's in place. This one's in place, and then that one's in there. So making sure the flat spots are lined up nice. If you have to, just pull it out if you're not sure where it's actually going in. And then that's it. One at a time, we'll put these in. So taking my screwdriver. Here, we'll get these all done pretty fast. These go together pretty quick. So let's get this lined up. There we go. And that's about it. This goes in place. Let's see. And then as you're tightening this thing, as you move this, I usually will make sure that it's flush with the end. And then as it begins to engage the flat spot, this will move a bit until you actually starts engaging the flat area. And then the more you tighten it, it locks in place and it doesn't move anymore. So, and that's it, folks. As I'm turning this, I'm looking down that slot and I can see it's engaging the flat area. So let's see, we'll stick that in there. That one's going in. And you can see once you get this all kind of lined up, there, is it engaging? Let's see, push this flush. Yeah, see it out there. Get that in place. There we go. That starts coming up when it engages. Get the next one on. Pretty simple assembly. Very nice design. Let's get that going in place. Let's see. That should be going in there. I think that's good. Actually, you know what? Let me slide that out because I can't really see the flat area. There we go. Now it's straight. There we go. All right, and that's about it. Let me get this side done. There we go. That seems to be tight. If you're not sure, just tug on it. And that should be that. Let's get this side. Let me flip this around so I can see it better. And here we go. That's it. Let's get this in place. All right. Here we go. Put that down in there. Let's get that in. Take a look at a couple questions. Bruce Beamer, metal threads. Bruce is in the house. All right. Yes, all metal threads. Everything in there, everything in this thing is metal. So there's not, I haven't seen a single self-tapping screw in this entire airplane yet. And we're done. So, so there we go. Let's see. Suspension on the forward gear, Bruce Beamer says. All there is that it's metal. So not a ton, but it flexes, okay? These are all flexing metal gear. So no compression strut of any kind, no, but it's metal and it flexes. So that's what you got on there. All right, let's see. We are almost in like the Flynn. Let's see. We get this one lined up. I will have this at CEF, guys, so I'll be flying this at CEF. I will not have it at Imperial RC because they got no water there. So no, actually, I'll have it on the wheels there. So definitely bring it there. New airplane for everybody to see. Cool stuff. But yeah, this is nice. Let me get this in place. Let's see. All right. Let's get that on place, locked in. Make sure that's centered. Is that locked in? There we go. That's good. Like I said, folks, when I'm putting these on, what I've always done, because I got to build probably 2 dozen of these things I put together, these float sets. And I just make sure generally that they're flush when you put them on. What I mean by flush is just make sure, I just check to see that my rod, you can see it sticks out the side, but it goes flush with the plastic on the side. Then you know it should be pretty well centered. And that's really it, folks. That's your strut package, or that's your float package kind of set up and ready to go. Again, make sure you've got your spray diverters on the inside of the airplane, okay? You notice the outside, there's no spray diverter, okay? It's just to keep water from spraying up from the float into the engine, carburetor, windshield, all that kind of stuff. So that's the purpose of that. And if I did this correctly, notice these are both, this one's angled forward, this one's angled back, and then that's how it kind of locks in. I don't think there's any difference in that. As I'm looking at it, this one looks like it's a little more angled than that one, but I think that's just because of the way it's locking in. Let me double check, make sure I didn't do that wrong for everybody, because it looks like, yeah, they plug right into the bottom. So yeah, it's a good fit. And that's really it, guys. That's it for the assembly of this thing. Floats are ready to go on. All you have to do is unscrew those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 8 screws. What's up, baby? Amy's here. She's here. She just walked up. Did you guys bring me food?
Well, I have to order the food.
What are you getting? Oh, that. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Yeah. 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 You know what I like. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good. So anyway, guys, Amy's here. She got home, so she's talking to me. She's ordering food for dinner. So thank you, baby. Love you too. She's awesome. All right, guys. I think we're good to go. Let's see if there's any questions here. Very nice model, folks. I like it. I think I do want to power it up. If you guys are into it, I'll power it up and see if I can get it going here. We'll get it all plugged in. Yeah, I like it. It went together beautifully. Nice fit and finish. The antenna detail is awesome. Looks like there's a few extra screws. There's also a tie wrap. Again, like we talked about, there's Velcro if you want to Velcro the battery. But yeah, this is sweet, folks. I mean, very nice. I'm impressed. It's, I mean, it's definitely not, you know, it's definitely not a cheapy model. That's for sure. It's nice quality. Very, very good fit and finish. All the Arrows stuff is outstanding. I mean, the Arrows stuff is getting to be, well, it probably is some of the best stuff out there. I mean, it really is nice. I mean, but anyway, let's power it up. That's kind of enough talking here. Again, this extra Y harness that came, This is so when you want to put it on floats, okay, you plug this into the rudder channel or into the water rudder, and then one of these, and then this one goes into, you basically take your rudder into here, you take your water rudder into here, and then you plug this into the rudder channel, so you basically now have your water rudder working. That's all this is for. So, but let me grab a receiver, which I had. Okay, I'm just going to put in, this is one I had in something else. Any receiver will work or should work. So I'm going to plug all this in. Let me see if anybody's got any questions here. Can you get skis? Ian Bowen just asked a question. Can you get skis for this? I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't see any anywhere, but take a look. Take a look at the web page and see if they're there. You know, check it out. So let's see, Mark or Tom and Marcy Stark. When you're going to have floats, non your work jet. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see, that's what I like when the host tells us things like the spray effect. Yeah, that's what they're there for. Obviously, it's a model airplane, so the spray is not as critical, but it does keep it out of the engine cowl and the electric motor and stuff. So that's just what that is. I honestly have never personally in the real world flown a full-scale float plane. That's one aspect I had not flown. So, but I'm like pretty sure that's what is going on with all that. So. But let me see if I can get, prop size is an 11.7, I think is what it was. But yeah, real nice. I like this thing. I'm impressed. Let's see, what time is it now? Oh, it's 4:36. Let's get trucking on this. Let's see what we got to plug in here. This is, let's see if I can grab all this stuff here. Tell you what I'm going to do. Before I forget and power up the motor and kill myself, harm myself, let me take the prop off. Because if I don't do it now, I'll forget later, power it up, and then probably launch this off my table here. So yeah, always keep this stuff off when you're powering up the plane. So let me just get the prop off. See if I can get this thing powered. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let me get my glasses here. All right, folks, I'll zoom in here so everybody can kind of see here what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Actually, I probably should have left that alone. Yep, probably should have left that alone. See if I can get it in a more suitable position for everybody, at least. So we're going to get this powered up. Let's see. I got wires everywhere. Ooh, does this have a reverse? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold the phone. This has, oh, check that out. This has a throttle. Ooh, look at this. I'm going to show everybody this. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. I think we might have a bonus feature on this airplane. I'm not sure. I'm just talking. Now we're going to have to find out. Check out the speed controller wire. Does anybody know what that means right there? I'm not sure totally, but, and of course I just lost it. Hang on a second. Here's your throttle wire right here. I don't know if if y'all can see the throttle wire. It has a 4th lead. Does anybody know what that means? I think that means that it might have reverse thrust, so you can reverse the motor. So when you're taxiing on water, you can use a reverse prop thrust. Now, I'm not sure if this has it. I just looked in there and said, oh, wow, it's got that in there, so, or it's got a 4th wire. So that might be a prop reversing feature, or motor reversing feature. That would be nice, because, man, when you have a float plane with a reverse feature on the prop, man, it makes it so you get it stuck in the weeds or something, or get stuck, you can back it up. It just makes taxiing on water so much easier. Let me look. I don't see, and again, I don't know, but let's see. I don't know. That's usually what that means. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on there. I'm reading, and I don't see anything on there. But, man, if that's a feature, they should have promoted that. Well, let's see if we can get it powered up. Let's do that. Let's just see if we can get it going. See if we can get it all plugged in where it needs to go. So let's go throttle in here. Let's get this going. All right, we're going to plug this in. All right, I'm just wiring up my receiver here, folks. I'm going to put, I don't think the rudder needs to go anywhere. I don't think. Let's see. So, all right, let's do this. Let's get the flight controls in first. So I've got the throttle. I've got, let me get these kind of mixed up. There's the bus mode switch thing. Okay, there we go. Here's elevator. Let's get that one in next. Let's try that. Let's get these in place. Again, I'll pull these all out later and tighten each one of them. I just don't want to do it right now because it's just going to take too long to do all that. Because I do always want to make sure my connections are good. And they should be good coming out of the box, but you know, if there's a loose one, you know, you just want to make sure that they're where they need to be, or that they're tight enough and you don't have any problems flying the plane. And this one, this was the aileron. This is the one where I lost, here I lost the tag. So let me grab this tag, because this came off. That happens sometimes during shipping. The adhesive's not the best in the universe. So, but let me get that back in place. There we go, just so I can kind of keep tabs on that. Here, let's get aileron. It's going to go in here. Let's see, put that in place. Okay, that's good. So we got that wired. That's all stuff coming from the vector system in here. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and put, this is the basically they call it the S-bus PPM or mode. Okay, basically what this is where your stabilizer is going to be plugged into, so you can assign it to a switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on the 8th channel in here. So let me get that. Yeah, let's put that in aux 3. I'm just going to put it all the way on the end just to get it out of the way. It's an 8-channel receiver I have in this, so it gives me plenty of channels to fool with. And then our flaps are usually going into, there's no landing gear on this airplane, of course, so this is usually auxiliary 1. Okay, so we'll plug that in. See if we can get this powered up here. Aux 1 is usually flaps. That's the one right after gear. It's usually channel 6. All right, and then what else do we have here? There's some stuff floating around here. Gear, oh, there's got to be an aileron. What the heck? Where's the, there's lights there, and these are, oh, these have to be ailerons. Did they give us an aileron Y harness? I'm not sure. Did it? You know, that might have been what I dropped earlier on. I dropped something before. So, but I tell you what I'm going to do for right now. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rudder one for now. Same thing, Y harness. I'm going to take this and use this for my aileron. Oh, I take that back. That's wrong. There's double ailerons. These actually plug into the vector. It's going to be hard for me to get in there, guys, because it's really, this stuff is buried. So these two are plugging into a Y harness that comes off of the vector module, and that's way, way down in there. So I have to sort of locate that, and that's a little challenging because they're really buried way down in there. So let me find which one is, okay, aileron is on the end. Wow, that's a pain in the butt about this, I will say that, is you've got to get way down in there. It's not really hard to get it in there. In fact, my hands fit down in there. And it's hard for me. I can't obviously show you that. After I get them plugged in, I'll show them to you. You guys will be able to see that. But the vector gyro inside here has a Y harness to put your ailerons into. So, and that makes sense. So it's just, but I tell you what, I can fit my hands down in there. So it's not horrible. I can get them both down in there. I just can't get the camera in there at the moment while I'm doing it. So. Let me just do a little surgery there, folks. Sorry if this is a little boring, this part, but yeah, that's in place. So let's take a look. I will zoom in, and I'll show you guys that so y'all can see it. Yeah, there it is. So as we get on in there, I'll show you down in there. There is, it may be still hard to see, folks. Let me see if I can lower this a little bit. But yeah, see, here's your aileron wires right here coming from the wings. And you can see kind of right in there, there's a Y harness that goes into the vector module. So your ailerons will plug into that. Okay, it's pretty simple, but trying to get your hands in there and show that on the camera is tough. But it's pre-wired, and they have locks on them. They have the locking plugs in there, so they lock in place. So that's your 2 aileron lines going into there, and that's pretty simple. So pretty straightforward with that. So, but it's hard to film that as I'm actually doing that. So, because our aileron is plugged in, and then let's see what other leads there are. Our nose wheel steering is plugged in, And I'm not sure this throttle line, if that really is a reverse line or not. That might be. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to peel that away. Let me look at, again, guys, just trying to see where these lines are coming from. All right. We've got some wires for lights here that we're going to have to plug into something. So that's going to end up going somewhere. And you know what? That might actually be, man, I'm fiddling with this, trying to figure which one they intended. There's a lot of labels down in there and wires plugged into that vector module. So, all right, let's see. This is the throttle line, and those are rudder lines. Those are plugged in already, so that's good. And then there's another Y harness coming off of this thing that I don't know what on earth that is for. That looks like that's plugged into, sorry guys, this is one of those times where you got to just look at stuff and go, what on earth is that thing going on? That looks like that's going into a rudder, the rudder channel. That's bizarre. So flight mode, let me see what that's supposed to go into. Well, I'm not 100% sure what they intended to do there. Let's see. I'll figure it out. The rudder's in there. The throttle is in there. The elevator is already plugged in. There appears to be two lines coming out of the, it looks like coming out of the flight mode. That's bizarre. All right, little figure in here to do. I wonder if they intended that to just be rudder and flight mode. That's bizarre. Plus, minus. I wonder if that's, yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure what that's for exactly. All right, well, let's do this. I'm going to peel away what I think I'm supposed to do here, and I'm not totally sure. I wonder if that is not just a, they might have intended the lights to plug into there. That's probably what that's for. That's just speculation, but I think that's what they intended. So let's try that. I think that was the intention of that, but I'm not sure. I don't know why they put that in a flight stabilizer, but they probably did that just because they just needed to get power to them somehow. So if my hunch is correct, that's probably what we're doing. So let me plug these in. Sorry guys, but that part gets a little boring, but I can't, sometimes you can't see down in here what's going on. Well, I can get my hands in there. So again, that's the good news of this thing. Mostly anyway. So let's plug that in. I think we've got that going in place. I'm just going to pop that in there. I think what they have is the two lights. I'm taking a guess. I could be wrong. But I think they have the two lights from the wingtips, the wingtip lights. I think those are plugged into a Y harness, I think, coming off of the flight mode or off the stabilizer, because they got the rudder, throttle, elevator, aileron, and it is a power source. So maybe that's all they're using that for. So that's actually not a horrible idea if that's what it's for. It's just that there's no other leads left. So we'll talk about that in a sec after we power this up, and we'll kind of see where this goes. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's get this lined up in there. Hopefully I got it polarity right, or it'll explode. No, it won't. Let's get this low voltage stuff, but let me see if I can get that down in there where that's supposed to go. Yep, I think I got that in place. I'm just going to use this to sort of push that down in there. All right, let's see. Do we have that lined up right? Yep, it looks like that's lined up right. All right, so let's power this up. Okay, we are all plugged in. Receiver's in there. Sorry, guys, it's kind of hard to see in there, but what I'll do is I'll zoom in so everyone can see. And if there's smoke or something, you know, then I wired it wrong, you know. That's kind of all there comes to. What it is there's a Y harness for your ailerons that are already plugged into that stabilizer back there. So the aileron lines here go into the stabilizer, into that Y harness. There's another Y harness coming off the stabilizer. It doesn't look like it does anything. So I plug the lights from here into that. And I think it's just a power source for the lights. I don't think that's intended to be anything. I think they just did that as a source of power. So, all right, so let's take out of the radio case. We're going to use the 10 channel because obviously we've got a little more to do with this. So let's power this up. Let me press the button. Let me turn this on, my NX10. We're going to use that, get this powered up. All right, and then we're going to go to Model Select. On the screen, I'm going to say Add a New Model. All right, let's see. Let me go back. No. What do you want to do? Let me go back. Let's go Cancel. All right, guys, it's coming. All right, guys, it is coming. Let's zoom in. It's a little show and tell here. There we go. Notice the, there you go. Notice what's highlighted there. Draco, baby. It's coming, man. Draco is coming. Stay tuned. We'll have that here shortly, guys. See, those videos will be on their way. So, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select for this a new model. See if I can do this while we're talking about it. I'm just going to go to Add a New Model. I'm going to go to Create. All right, I'm going to go to let's model name. For right now, I'm going to go, let's take, let's do this. Let's call it, well, let's go with T. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the full naming of it now because it's going to take too long, but let's put, I'm going to stick T in there first. Okay, and you go through and do all that. I'm going to put T-Crow. I'm going to leave that for right now. And then we'll go to aircraft type, because I know we got flaps. Okay, so I'm going to go to wing type. I'm going to go to dual flaperon. I'm going to do aileron and one aileron, one flap. Because one aileron servo, one flap servo. So we'll select that. I'm going to back out of there. I'm going to go to, let's go to channel assign. We got no retracts on this, but let's go. Let's select my auxiliary 3. Okay. Auxiliary 3 is the flight stabilizer. So I'm going to select, I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to, let me back off and highlight that because I want that on the stabilizer. So I'm going to reach up and I'm going to flip this, okay? And what it should do is it should assign that, which it didn't. So let's see, let's try that one more time. Let me highlight that. There we go. Flip the switch and it assigns E to that. Okay, I had it highlighted wrong. So that should be my stabilizer switch. And then I'm actually going to do one more thing. And I'm not sure if I'm doing this right or not, but I'm going to take a shot at this. That spare wire here, folks, that is coming off of, let's see. There's a spare wire that we just talked about. I'm taking a guess here because I really don't know, but sort of an educated guess here. There's this spare wire coming off the speed controller, and I kind of pulled it back a little so there's a little more sticking out. I'm going to plug this into a channel. So what I'm going to do, because I think it's a thrust reverse for the prop, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do is in an open channel, and I'm taking a guess at this, but in an open channel, I'm going to plug that into something. So probably for now, and that's the only wire. There's just a single. And in fact, this is what it looks like. Here, let me zoom in so y'all can see it actually a lot better. Because I think it's a thrust reverse wire, I think. So, and that's all it looks like. It's like a single servo deal there. It's only one. So let me go wide on that a little bit. And I'm going to plug that into aux2. So let's take that and let's plug it into aux2, just into the yellow side of it. That's all I'm going to do with that, okay? And let me plug that down in there. Okay, and that's how it's going to go in there. That's just how I stuck it in there. Because I think I can take my auxiliary 2 now, assign that to a switch, and that should give us reverse thrust if this is what I think it is, if that's how it's set up. So I'm going to go here to channel assign one more time. Let's zoom in here a little bit. And doing this totally backwards. I'm going to go, let me highlight this here. There we go. Channel assign. I'm going to go to aux2. And I'm going to press the bind button, which is I. And you see I just highlighted I. Because I would want my, you can assign it to any switch, but if I was going to have reverse on anything, I would want it on a momentary switch, which is basically what the bind button is. So That way, there's no accident of you flipping that switch while you're flying and have it reverse or something, if that's indeed what it is. In order to reverse, you would have to press this button, hold it, and then reverse the thing. So, and then we may have to reverse that channel if it's not working out right. So, now that everything's set up pretty much how we want it, we've got it named, and I'll finish the naming of it later. We should be able to power this thing up, so, and bind together. So let me get a bind plug, which is right here. Always have bind plugs everywhere. I'm going to plug this into the bind port, and that's going to go into here. All right, let me turn my radio off real quick. And let me grab my battery that I just charged that I have completely misplaced. All right, let's see. Here it is down here. Got my 2200 right here. All right, still got 40 guys watching. And let's try this. Let's see what happens. Like I said, if there's smoke, I wired something wrong. So let's kind of see what happens. Where is the speed control? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. Only a 30 amp speed controller. So, all right, let's see. I got my bind plug in. We're going to plug this in place. Let's get this plugged in. Okay. Our bind thing is flashing. So you can see that right there. I'm going to go ahead and hold my transmitter button. Let's turn this on. All right, let's let it boot up. There, bind complete, we're done. And we're all locked in. So everything's set up. One more thing I do want to set that is real important right off the bat, and even though my prop is not installed, okay, what we want to do is we want to run to our throttle cut, okay, and we want to activate it. Push that again, there we go. And we want to assign a switch. I'm going to assign my standard switch, which is usually G. I'm going to press that again. I'm going to go down here to position, and I have this already set up the way I like it. Usually 2, I make white. 1 and 0, I make black. And what that does is, for me, the way I run my stuff, as you guys know, I have my red switch here with a little heat shrink tube on. That's my throttle kill. So what should happen right now, if I wired this all correctly, is that we should have power if I throttle up. Check out our Wingtip Light. We should have throttle power, which, no, I don't. And so let's see something. Maybe I have something wired in there wrong. Let's see what we got. Ailerons are working, right, left, up, down, so we have to reverse those. So I'll go to servo setup. Let's go to sub trim. Here, let's go to reverse. Reverse the aileron, reverse the elevator. So we've got back elevator, down elevator. We got right aileron, left aileron. Flaps, we'll set those up in a second. Rudder's left, rudder's right. That's working well. I have no throttle right now for some reason. All right, maybe I need to cut that out. Let's pull the bind plug out because the bind was successful. And let's depower this real quick, and then I'll do another rebind of it here. Let me back off there. Let's depower here really fast. And let's see, our throttle line is in there, and our throttle line is in our receiver, I believe. Yep, that should be plugged in where it's supposed to be plugged in. And let's do a reboot here. See if we got everything set up. Let's see. It's going to beep. Give it a second. There we go. Sometimes you got to power them up a couple times. There we go. We got throttle power. And let's see if we have reverse throttle. No. Anyway, we'll mess with that in a second. Let me see if everything else is working right. Everything seems to be working. There's our right aileron, left aileron, up, down, left rudder, right rudder. Everything's working well. I'm going to go into my flap menu real fast. And let's just do this here real quick. Flap system, which we activated before. Okay, I'm going to go in here. Might as well show this. What the heck? Might as well get into the detail here. Go into the flap system menu. Real simple. And once we're there, we select that. And we flip the switch we want our flaps to be, which is going to be this one. And it should assign that switch. which it just did. I'll press that, and then it'll go ahead and give us positions and stuff. So I'll go over here to flap position 1, okay, and I'll dial it in a way that I have the position. Actually, let's put that up. In the up position, I want my flaps to come up. So let's go over to here. Probably about to fall off the edge of the table here, but with the flap position, I'll rotate the knob. Here, let's go. I'll rotate that. So putting the flaps in the 0 position, which is up, or up position, I should say, right here. I'll go ahead and I'll dial those up. It's probably going to come all the way up. I'll fine tune them later. But that's our up position, that's our middle, and then our low. So now I have to go to the menu, which I'll zoom in on again right here. There we go. And I'll dial that, as you guys can probably see. I'll move that so it gets to, nope, that's full. I need to get down to the 3rd flap position, which is landing flaps. And then I should be able to go there and set those to where I want them in the landing position with the switch in the landing position. Okay, so let's say that's about what we're going to use. I'll mess with it later and really get it dialed in the way I want. And then the next thing is I'll run to this menu. Let's zoom right in here. I'll adjust the speed on everything. So that's set. Now, let's highlight that. Let's go down to speed. And they made a change on these new radios, if I'm not mistaken. Go to speed, and you select what speed you want it to be. So I'm going to put 2 seconds in there. Activate that. And then when you move your switch, notice it's norm this way, but slow this way. So actually you have to adjust the speed for each switch position, which is kind of bizarre, but they made that change in the software. Okay, so you have to adjust the speed for each switch position nowadays. They might change this later. Notice I'm going to put 2 seconds in every position. Go back and check. This is an NX series, sorry. This is an NX radio change they made. And they may change it in the software later. So now we got slow, 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 slow. So that's how our flaps, I'll set the degrees of it later. And here we'll back away. Let me reverse here. There we go. And you can see now we have flaps set on everything. So there's our flaps coming down for takeoff, for full flaps. And I'll adjust these later. This isn't concrete. This is just to set it up. So right, left, up, down. I'll neutralize the controls later, but make sure everything's centered and everything's good to go. And the only thing I'm trying to figure out is if that really is a reverse feature on there. So I have throttle control. And if I push that, it's not changing. So now I may need to put it in a different place, but let me unplug this. I'm going to try and see if that's where we can put that. So, and it may not have a reverse feature. That's the other thing. It may just be sort of a pipe dream I'm having because it was in there. Aux 2 into that channel. Here, let's see. Let me try to go. This is unplugged in here. And let's go back to channel assign. System setup. Let's go back to here. Channel assign. Let me look at one more thing here. Channel assign. Auxiliary 2. Oh, yeah. I did put that in the right place. Aux 2. Let me see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in a different channel. I'm going to put it, well, actually, you know what? It shouldn't matter. Let's try this. Let me try to assign a different switch to it. Let's say this one. Let's assign it to H, just to see. Maybe it has something to do with the button, but it really shouldn't. So let's try that. And I may have a different setup for this later. Let's just see. Or I could be just grasping at straws because maybe it is not a reversing speed controller. So, but let's see. Let me plug this in. Let's let it boot up. All the flight controls should start moving. There we go. Elevator. There it is. And it's booting. It's controlling. Yeah, the stabilization is working properly. Okay. I did assign that to this switch right here. I'm going to take the stabilization off. And yep, it's doing nothing. And then we'll put it into the stabilization mode. Yeah, that's full stabilization. Yeah, that's working very well. So that switch works. And then throttle control. Let's see. Oh, now I'm not getting any throttle. Weird. Very interesting. Let's try that one more time. Let's pull that out. Plug that back in. I'm just trying to figure out if that is a reverser or not, because it is a reverse type line. Let's see. Okay, I know that's powered up now. Okay, we got power. We got power. Well, all right, doesn't seem to be reversing. Okay, I'll mess with it later and get back to you guys during the flight demo. I think that's a reverse line, so it's interesting. I don't know if that was intended to be that way or not. I'm looking at the speed controller down in here. It's only a 30 amp speed controller, and I'm looking to see if it says it's a reversing type, but it doesn't really say on it. So anyway, we'll talk about that more during the flight demo, folks, and we'll see if indeed it does have that feature. I don't know why they put the wire on there, you know, like if it doesn't, but that's a cool thing to have. And it's possible I don't have it plugged in the right place. So, but what we could be looking at, let me look at something here. Flight mode, no, everything's working fine. Everything's working beautifully, actually. I just was psyched that that might be a reverse line in there. So to reverse the prop, that would be nice. Let's try this. Let me put that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick that, I'm going to put that on the gear line. Let's try that real quick, just for the heck of it. Let's try it in a different channel really fast, because we know the landing gear is assigned to that. So let me plug that in, and I'll try it through the landing gear switch, just for kicks. Let's see that. So let's go, let me unplug this one more time, and let's see, I'm going to go. Oh, well, it should be on the landing gear switch then. Landing gear is landing gear, so let's try that. Just to see. All right, let's plug this in. I'm probably grasping at straws, and it's not even a feature, but let's see. There we go. It's booting up. Stabilization's running through its checks. Oh, you also want to check your throttle kill. Make sure it is killing your throttle, which it is. Up for me is on, the other positions are off. So that's good. Oh, there we go, hang on. Is it going backwards? No, it's not reversing. I'm going to play with this. This isn't over yet. All right, anyway, I tried. We'll mess with it. If I find it is a reverser, I'll let you all know. But otherwise, we are all set up. Everything's working great. Flaps are working, ailerons are working, elevator's working, lights and everything are on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill my throttle cut, so my throttle is not working right now. Let me get everything back together, and we're done with this baby. This is a nice model, folks. It went together beautifully. Really no trouble other than getting your hands down in there. Not a big deal. Let's get this on here. Very cool plane. I can't wait to get this on the water itself. That's going to be cool. In there, tighten that up, that's good. Get this spinner in place. Let's see here. Where was that screw? Oh, it's a small one, that's right. We'll get this in position here. Oh, it's already in there. There we go, it stayed in there. All right, let's see, that's on there tight. Let's get this off. Again, this is for the water rudder. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's put this on the table here. So it's kind of angled away a little bit. I will put my throttle on. And there we go. We got some power. I'll test my cut. My throttle cut works just fine. So we're on there. And there you go, folks. That is it. That is the all-new TECHNAM. There's your red light. Check that out. Let's zoom in. Super bright light there on your wingtip. Very, very bright. And we'll flip it around. There's your green on the other side. I mean, everything's working perfectly. And that is it. I mean, we are together. All I got to do is neutralize all my flight controls now. Just trim and tune it, make sure I got the right throws. And I mean, it's ready to go to the field as is. And then floats, once again, all you have to do for the floats is just you take your landing gear off. If you guys want to go with floats on this thing, all you have to do is unscrew, I zoom in on that, to get your floats on, all you have to do is, zoom back on there, not break anything. All right, all you have to do is unscrew these 8 screws. There's these 4, and these 3. You pull all your gear off and you insert your floats into these 2 slots, put these 8 screws back in and run your water rudder in that hole, your water rudder line, through the Y harness. And that's it. That's from going back from floats to gear, and very simple to do, very nice. So that is it, folks. That is your TECHNAM 2010. Very cool model. I think the TECHNAM, I believe this is an Italian airplane, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let me lower this down. I believe it's an Italian. Oh, wait, and then the antennas, of course. Here, let me get the antennas back on so everybody can have this fully, you know, kind of in all of its glory here. There's your underside antenna right under there. Let's see, here's your upper antenna that fits right in there. And I'll glue these all in place. And then here's your rear antenna on the back deck. That goes in there. So very cool, folks. Just really neat. Like if I was going to complain about anything, I would just say, man, I'd really like to have a landing light on this. I'll probably stick one on there, but you know, really cool model. I mean, they did a nice job. Oh, and then you've got your steps that fit on here. And in fact, you know what I'll do real fast, just to kind of clean this up, because the model is done. What I'll do is I'll put. Let's take, I was going to think about using that stand, but what I'm going to do is glue these on real fast, because I think we are done with this. Let's see if I can maneuver this. And let's see, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put this little phone block here. See, here's where you wreck your antennas. Here's where you take your antennas off of the airplane. So, and let's lower this a bit. All right, let's see, I have a drop of CA, using Zap for everything. Guys, Zap is a sponsor at the events, and they're bringing free glue for everybody. So we'll be there kind of showing you that, or, you know, we'll be giving that away at CEF. Okay, Zap Glue, major sponsor, free stuff for everybody at the events. They're doing a nice job over there. So thanks to those guys for supplying all that to the CEF event and to the Imperial RC Rhine event there. And let's see, these are the steps. Let's glue these. We just talked about this, but let me get it finally in place and all done. So everything is completed on this model. This is going to go in place there. I think that looks about right. That's probably streamlined on there. Let me lower this a bit. And we had talked about this earlier, of course, guys, but I just hadn't done it yet. So let's do it real quick. We'll get them in place so we have closure to the model, and you guys can see all the details on it. So really neat. I'm probably going to break these things off, because I break all these things that stick out off the plane. So anyway, let's do a little CA glue of that on there. So let's see, am I getting some CA through here? Yep, I am. All right, here we go. I'm going to stick a drop of CA right in there. And that should be really all we need to put this in place. So very carefully. Definitely don't want to put a lot of CA on there, because it just doesn't need it, and that'll plug right in. In fact, I probably could have put that on first and then just put the glue in, this thin CA, because this is super, super thin, and then just let it wick in, and that probably would have been an even easier way, you know, to do this. So I do not have anything to wipe on here, so what I'm going to do is just use a little piece of paper. There's a little extra on there. No, actually that dried up already, so there we go. There's your Zap, there's your glue. And we'll put our other step on the other side, which I'm going to put right in this slot here. Looks like that fits in perfectly. Oh, and I dropped it. All right, don't step on it. All right, because I want to get this all finished so y'all can see what it really looks like when it's done. So here's the second side that we're going to get in place. A little bit of CA. That one fit a little, the other one fit a little tighter. This one was a little looser. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there, put that down into place, and just let it dry. Get all those details and steps on there. The back antennas and all that, they actually fit on there pretty tight, so I might actually leave that. And that's really it. That should be glued in place. Let me grab a little, one time, I don't have a darn paper towel somewhere. Let me wipe off some excess glue. There we go. Oh, it just stuck to it. And that's it, folks. That's it for the details. We are done. Steps are in place, and check it out. That's it, fully done. except for neutralizing the controls, trimming and tuning, we got the whole plane done for everybody and ready to go. So check it out. That is it. Check it out, guys. Let's see if you guys got any questions. Enjoy the show, everyone. Got to go. Really nice looking. That's Flanker Tanker. When it's in the UK, I'll grab one for sure. All right, awesome. How long you been flying, Rich? Mark Adkins. Geez, forever. RC, I've been flying RC since, geez, I've been flying RC since I was 12 or 13, I think, or something like that. All right, guys. Let's look and see what's up here. Lots of stuff I missed here. All right, let's see. Still got 36 guys watching. Let's see. Bruce Beamer says receiver battery terminal. Wait, the ailerons go to box. Does it go to the receiver? Yeah, Bruce, if you're still here, yeah, the ailerons usually go to the receiver, but in this case, they go through the vector stabilizer and then pass through that. And then there's a line that goes into the aileron. So you have aileron stabilization, elevator stabilization, yaw or rudder stabilization. So it goes through the box. So Bruce B, a signal wire, I guess, somebody said. Not for nose gear steering. What could possibly happen? Yeah. Smoke. Yeah, I just a joke. Everything runs on smoke. You know, when you let the smoke out, it stops working. So anyway, I'm making a joke. Because sometimes you plug stuff in wrong or you do something. If you see smoke, it means you wired something wrong. So anyway, I'm just joking. Anyway, everything worked. Extinguisher at the ready. Yeah, I got an extinguisher right there. So let's see. Throttle. I want to watch. Let's see. Dinner is done. Next time, guys. All right, Bruce already bailed. Called in. There's EQRC. Hamilton Tango is here, or was here, is here. And that is it. Antennas snap off in my skin. Yeah, I break them. There's only two kinds of antennas in pitot tubes. Remember, the ones that have broken off, those that have broken off, and those that will. So anyway, I'm waiting on LED covers. Just put landing lights, Banana Hobby, Jolly Rogers, Trojan I got last week. Okay, cool. Thanks for using my link, Eric, if you used it. Appreciate that. All right, guys, I think that's about it. Any questions you got, throw them in here. This plane is fantastic. It went together awesome. You know, when you can do a live show, kind of the test of a good plane is a really nice assembly anyway, is when you can do a live show and fully assemble it with minimal trouble and then have a completed plane that, you know, all you got to do is trim and tune and go fly. That's a good airplane. I mean, it's definitely a beautiful fit and finish. The antenna detail is nice. Check that out. I mean, it's really got some cool, see those antennas there on the tail? Here, I'll zoom on those. Real nice antenna detail. Let's check that out. That's pretty sharp. That's pretty nice. And then the underside antenna, look at all that. I mean, they really did a nice job with the details on this. And then, yeah, you got your step detail, okay, which I just glued on. So there's your forward steps to board the airplane, which is kind of nice. A little bit of step action there. Just glued those on with a little bit of Zap CA. Good exhaust detail right here. So yeah, nice model. I mean, beautiful fit and finish. I tell you what, guys, Aero's models are really about some of the best models out there now. I mean, it's really impressive what they're making nowadays. That F-15 was stellar, out of this world. That MiG-29 quality is awesome. Yeah, really nice stuff. So anyway, that is it, folks. I think we're done with this. Out of here. So let's see who all else has anything else. Oh, my system's idle. Let's see.
System idle.
There we go. Let's see. Again, ailerons are working nice. Again, we'll talk about the ailerons, elevator throws, talk about CG and all that stuff. We'll do all that when we fly the plane. So, we'll talk about all of that then. But man, stellar model. Let's see. Power's back. I got my model hot now. Props working nice and smooth. Safety is on. But yeah, awesome bird, folks. Get one of these over there. If you guys want one, use my link, please, in the description below. That supports the channel at no cost to you guys. We appreciate that. Me and Steve will get this out here in the next couple of days, and we will fly it around. Nice size model. I mean, it's impressive. Very, very cool. Very, very cool model. So again, just need to trim it and tune it and get it going. So Anyway, a few more things, guys, just to mention again, real fast. If you guys hadn't, if you guys missed something earlier, the events that we have coming up, again, folks, here it is. SEF 2021, we'll have this airplane out there to fly with you for you guys. But Extreme Flight Flex and Horizon, they're bringing a lot of sponsorship to this thing. And then I'm bringing along FMS, Roaring Top, Dynam, BitGo Hobby, HOBBYZONE, Arrows, Foam Tack, Beacon Adhesives, basically, Banana Hobby, and Zap. You know, we're going to have a lot of giveaways. Like I said, for SEF, I'm bringing 5 airplanes from all of these vendors and sponsors, folks. Thanks to you guys. Oh, Ernst Manufacturing as well. And just to kind of go over it, I got a plane for you guys, free from FMS. Thanks to you guys for watching. Got one coming from BitGo Hobby, which is Dynam. I got one coming from Arrows. They're throwing in an airplane as well. Banana Hobby's putting in 2 airplanes, guys, for the event. So I'll have 5 giveaways, and I'll give those all off to the, the guys running it, Bob Bernard. So we'll have free airplanes for you guys. So it'll either be a raffle or a giveaway or auction or however they do it. But and then, of course, Roaring Top's going to have a couple LiPos, I think, as well. There'll be batteries for sale, LiPo. Talk to me if you need them. I'll be there at the event. Amy will be there with me and stuff. So if you guys need a battery, show pricing, so come check it out. And then Foam Tack is throwing in some product, guys. They're throwing in some glue for everybody, so I'll have that for you guys there as well. Again, free giveaway type stuff. So, and then also in the auction, or the, not auction, but the giveaway and raffle and stuff, Ernst Manufacturing is giving us some model stands, the really nice ones. I didn't use them today just because of the nature of the model. It didn't really need it in this case, but I'm using these all the time. So Ernst stands are outstanding. I've got links to these in the description below the video, guys, so best stands around. I also have a larger one, the mega stand kind of back there, which you can't really see. But anyway, they're throwing those in. And then GOONIAC 33, raised center burners. He's donating 2 of those per event. So we'll have, you guys will get a little voucher or card or whatever. So if you guys win one through the auction, just fill it out and you'll give it to me at the event. I'll send it to Ray. Ray will mail you what you want. He'll contact you for that. So, and then, of course, the second event, and this is April 26th, May 1st. So we'll be there. Come on out, guys. And then the second event is going to be the Pilot Ryan, the Imperial RC event, all-electric fly-in. I'll be there. Mary Boozer will also be there. RC Air Marshal will be there, guys. And we'll have all the same giveaways, with the exception of Dynam. But I think those guys, Wesley and Ryan, I think they're bringing the BitGo, kind of stuff to give away. And then, but we'll have 2 planes from Banana, one from FMS, one from HOBBYZONE, and all the glue and all of that stuff. So these are events you guys want to go to if you can make it. SEF is about a week long. The Imperial RC event right here is going to be, I think it's 5 days, 4 or 5 days. So yeah, I mean, lots of free giveaways. I'm going to bring like a fleet of my planes. I'll have at least 4 or 5 FMS, 4 or 5 from Arrows, all the new stuff. Horizon. We will have Draco there, guys, to show you. So come check it out at both of these events, man. We'll have Draco there, a couple more Horizon planes. I'll definitely bring some BitGo airplanes and so forth. So yeah, guys, come on out. They're going to be good events. We'll have a good time. We'll all hang out together, fly some planes. And EQ says Arrows is the best at building the right model. Yeah, they're making nice stuff. Chris Andrews said, thanks, Richie. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming, guys. Good show, good show, night all. So Ian Bowen's heading out. And I think we're going to call it, guys, unless you guys have any last-minute questions. Once again, folks, check this airplane out at HOBBYZONE. It's awesome. First time I've seen it and put it together and gotten it out of the box, all that. So beautiful airplane. I mean, it really is pretty impressive. I mean, very minimal building, very easy to build. Fit and finish is awesome. Let me get this flyer out of here. Get this one out. No, that's not the right thing. That's the right thing. Come to SEF though, guys. SEF's going to be huge. So even Lane's Planes is going to be there. Extreme Flight, Flex Innovations, Horizon Hobby. So we're going to all be out there having a big time. So I hope to see all you guys there. But anyway, awesome plane, folks. Once again, check it out. HOBBYZONE. They're making beautiful stuff there. So Let's see, EQRC says, hope I can make it to those events. Rich, thanks for the great show. Hope to see you there. Eric, I'll have hats and shirts for folks if you guys want to buy one. We got a decent price on them, so a few bucks each. So come check it out. We'll have hats and shirts just like these, same ones I wear. I'll also have the white ones, which I cannot find. Oh, I had it over there. Oh, here. We'll have the white ones as well. So if you guys want the white, we actually have white shirts too. So, but these are kind of off-white on the hats and stuff. So, but anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. It looks like it was a good showing. Lots of guys here. If you guys want to pass this video around, that will help me out. So, brand new airplane. I think we're the first ones to show it off here on the channel. So, you know, please pass my videos around, guys. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends to do it. Please hit the like button on all my videos. That tells the YouTube algorithm to share our videos with more people. That helps us. And again, please use our links in the description below to purchase. So I thank you guys for coming. Hope to see you guys at the next events coming. I may go live before then, but I'll probably be live at the events too. So reception out there is horrible, but so we'll see kind of how that works. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out RC Informer. Thanks for coming by today, everybody. And as always, folks, we'll see you guys next time.